episode of Spare Time, brought to you by Umpqua Survival, the absolute best place in town to shop. I'm Carlos, and today I've got a really special guest, Shannon Sabastian.
Oh my gosh, I'm really special. I'm not sure what kind of special, but...
No, you're really special because you're the one that inspired me to start this podcast.
I love that so much.
And
I'm proud of you for doing it.
Yeah, and as is customary, my buddy Mike, what's up?
Hello, hello.
All right.
Mike's in the corner.
Yeah.
Mike's been in the
we
corner.
put Mike in the corner.
I'm always in the corner.
His nickname's Baby.
Baby.
That's. I mean, you can't see it on the microphone, but your smile after that was awesome. So if everybody could have saw that, it was pretty cute. Then another reason you need a video.
Yeah. I think
Chatting
video would be
about that.
fun. But like I said, I think I'd have a hard time getting guests.
Maybe.
Plus, I don't know if anyone
Everybody
wants to
could
look
come
at
in
my
with
ass.
like Nacho Libre masks or something like, here, you can be the...
Yes.
Make it fun.
you can be incognito with your mask on.
I
What
could
the
get
hell?
a cartoonist to just do character sketches of the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Be your AI generated.
Make us all like squirrels talking.
I'm down for that. I don't know
that
why.
would be entertaining, yeah.
I'd watch that.
Yes.
I don't remember what I was watching some video the other day on TikTok or something, and it was I don't remember. Anyways, it was basically a conversation. I think they were telling a story, but all the voices were AI generated celebrities.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
And it was freaking hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah. So that'd be fun.
technology, I tell you, it's
Let's
crazy
do it.
these
Let's
days.
do it.
So Shannon, not everybody knows you. So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I have been born and raised here, so I'm born and raised Douglas County. So that's, I guess, a claim to fame. I work as an insurance broker and for health insurance over at Premier Insurance. And I've kind of been involved in a lot in the community through the years. I love to volunteer. I was co-director of the Miss Douglas County program for almost 2 decades, or maybe it was 2 decades. I don't know. A lot of teenage girls. It's a kind of a blur on that one. And I just love where we live. Like, I travel, but I always love to come home to Douglas County, and I'm proud to be from here, and I love living here.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I like that. What have you been doing, Mike?
Work. More work. That's what I do.
You know, the guests, they tune in just for your one-word answers.
I know.
That's what they love.
I've got a little bit of feedback, and that's what people are telling me that
The feedback I get is, I love listening to Mike giggle in the background because he never says his fucking thing.
that's what I do.
He's just like, I'm down for it.
He's the best co-host ever.
Yes.
That's
so
great.
Yeah, you were born and raised here.
Yeah.
Raised a family here.
Yep, I have 3. So I'm married to my husband, Jeff, and blessed with 3 sons, and they're all grown now and out of the house, and that kind of ages me. But yeah, it's just I've got 2 grandsons, which I love dearly, and I feel like I have a pretty blessed life. So
Hey, you said you're coming on 30 years married to Jeff?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I
thought I was freaking cool.
I need a
'cause I
freaking
had,
medal
like,
for that
20
or
years
something.
with my wife. Well, we've only been married for 3, but we've been together for a long time.
Right. Long time. Yeah. We were kind of the polar opposite of you two. So Jeffrey and I met, it was like pretty darn near instant connection. Like, I think it might've been the night that we decided we were going to maybe go out on a date together, not even like in a relationship. And he's like, I'm going to marry you. And then one of his friends is like, bullshit, I'm going to marry her. So I'm like, well,
competition's on.
Okay, that's funny.
I
But
think most women would have been freaking thrown off by that.
Yeah.
They would have been like, oh, this is a red flag.
I totally was thrown off
Wait a minute.
because the one friend that said that to him was actually engaged.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is the alcohol talking, you weirdos. But anyway, so we've been together ever since. So he didn't
basically what
lie.
you're saying is Jeff's a lucky guy because he had no game.
Because he had no fiance too. Yeah. So
He's the one without the fiance.
Yeah,
I
he was
pick
the one
you.
without the fiance. But the funny story about that is, at a friend's event where we'd kind of met, not on a date wise, just at the same event together or whatever. He comes rolling up in on his bike, And I'm like, oh my God, what a friggin' loser. Like it never even made me think.
Oh, like a bicycle.
Yeah, like a pedal, like you pedal your ass
Whoa.
across town bike,
Most
right?
chicks dig motorcycles.
Right?
But...
No, it was on a pedal bike, and I'm like,
bicycle.
oh my God, this dude like probably doesn't even have a freaking license or anything. And so like instant wrote him off, like not an option. Like
Nice.
I'm not getting on the back of your 10-speed, dude. Like
Can I ride on the
too old
bars?
for that shit. And so, but
By the
anyway,
end of the night, you were riding around like E.T. in his freaking basket.
no, definitely not that night. That wasn't the night we got together. But I would be his ET now. So
You went out and bought pegs so you could stand on
I'd
the
just
back.
be like, whatever, dude. But yeah, I didn't even, sad to say, I didn't even think of that being a healthy choice for transportation. I thought instant loser mode. So
that's
so
great.
sad.
That's
but
a good story.
That's kind of how it happened. And
Be proud.
yeah, he had some great friends and just a good connection, and started kind of hanging out as a group, and that's how it happened.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, back in the days when people had to talk to get together. We were just talking about that at lunch.
We were just
We were
talking about that.
how
lunch.
all of us would be horrible at dating nowadays.
The Tinder.
Oh my God, it would be awful. Except for, we did bring up Tinder a little bit at lunch, and it's kind of like the electronic booty call without any effort. That's crazy.
I just don't have faith in it. Like I said at lunch, if I was single and that worked one time, I would immediately try and eliminate the whole.
You do the cornucopia
I
or
would be
the
like, I'm
taste the
gonna see if I
rainbow.
can run out of choices.
It's like, I will deplete all sources on Tinder. Yeah, no, it's just crazy. But some people, it actually does work out in a relationship, even though that's not what it's meant for. It does actually work for some people, but.
Well, I think that's originally what it was meant for.
Yeah.
Was relationships?
Everybody's
I
got
don't know.
their whole fuckboy chart.
Yeah, I just thought it was the booty call app or something, like you didn't want your mama and your daddy to know you had on your phone or something. I don't know, but it's like, I don't know.
No, we're just studying, Mom.
Yeah. But we're all from the old school.
Right.
Where you had to meet somebody and court them and
well, at least
show
have a
interest.
conversation.
Effort.
Yeah.
A little bit of effort.
Yeah, or a whole lot of alcohol in order to score, I guess.
Yeah,
That's what, there's that. I don't know. Liquid bravery. I don't know what to say about that. Even though I am partaking of some lovely liquid courage right now.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were gonna or not.
I am. Yeah, I got a client that hooks me up every once in a while. I don't drink often, so this will end up fun. But
Me neither.
it's she has her own secret recipe, and
That's cool.
I tasted it one day, and I'm like, that is fabulous, and I need that in my life.
It looks like you're drinking super weak iced teas.
So,
it kind of does.
Have you tried the berry?
So
the crown berry?
I haven't. Like I said, I don't really partake that often, and I did kind of go on a lemon drop spree because I had one, and I'm like, that is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out with my friend Angie Painter,
The good
and
dinner drinks.
And my daughter-in-law went with us, and we went to True one night, and I'm like, just like you talked about Tinder, I was there to taste the rainbow. Like, you make up flavors, you do anything. Yep. Well, I was so wasted by the end of the night.
Bartender over there.
Oh
yeah,
God,
definitely.
this is awesome. And so I just said, I'm here for it all. And then I saw like your whiskey and bourbon, they smoke it and they froth, you use the frothing foam on some drinks or whatever. And so I was getting so tatered by the end of the night. I'm like, hey, my next flavor, I want it smoked, I want some frothing, I want some whip, I want some whatever. So anyway, it was just
all
like,
those aren't going to go together well.
Yeah, but we'll go ahead and do it. Give me some money.
Yeah, they didn't care. Yeah. So my bill alone was well over $200 that night when I walked out of there on my lemon drop night.
Like a champion right there.
Yeah. So I may not drink often, but when I do.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Dun dun dun.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like I said, well, I guess we kind of met each other at a couple events prior, but really I didn't get to know you until the podcast, until your radio show, the Q. Because I became, you guys asked if I wanted to be a sponsor on there. And so fun. How did that, tell me a little bit about that radio show and how it came about. And
so the funny thing is, and again, we talked at lunch a little bit about this, is it's like sometimes you take yourself out of the equation. Like we tell ourselves we're not able to do something when somebody asks us to, and we need to stop doing that. So what happened was with my Miss Douglas County days and mentoring the young women, every Sunday I would actually give them a talk or like a piece of life advice or whatever it was, just praise and pointers. Like, you guys are doing great on this. And what about this? Have you ever thought about that?
It's like me and Mike on Friday.
Yeah.
On the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for the listeners,
I was
it would be
sober
on Monday.
That's what we do.
You're like, hey, that's our formulary. And so Tiffany, who, was both of our advertising and marketing person, she was a volunteer for a few years with the Miss Douglas County, and she always admired those talks and always said, I just love how you are when you talk with people and everything. And so when they were trying to find something to fill that slot, they were like, what could it be? And there was a gentleman who actually had an idea that wanted to take the slot, but you kind of do need that second person. So, the Mike to the Carlos, the Alan to the Shannon, whatever. And so, it's really great to have these two constants or whatever. So they asked me if I would maybe come on and be involved with what he was wanting to do. Unfortunately, his topic was not something that you would want to talk about every week. It was really heavy, and I'm kind of a light person. And so I was like, that's just too dark for me. I can't do that. And then they're like, yeah, that's not really what we were looking for that spot anyway. So they asked me, Shannon, if you wanted to do something, what would you do? And that's where I came up with your cue. I wanted to do something, cause we were going through COVID, positive, lighten and brighten and be a blessing to the community and give people the ability to come in and talk about the things that's important to them or the cool events that are going on in and around Douglas County. And that's where
that alone
your
right there
happened. They loved it.
Pretty damn cool.
So they're like, yeah, let's do it. So I was like, okay, I don't even know how to push the freaking buttons.
Yeah.
You're going to put me behind here? Like, this is the stupid ass idea I've ever heard in my life. But I told my family and my kids about it to get their blessing. And they're like, what dumbass came up with the idea of putting you behind a microphone? And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, boy, they're careful what you wish for. And I was like, right. So we really figured we'd probably be canceled within a couple of months because I'd say something, or Alan then when he came on would say something. And it didn't, and people really looked at it as a blessing, and we were thanked all the time. And then Carlos joined, and we did the business buzz where we were promoting locally owned and operated small businesses in the area, and a lot of people were super thankful for that.
Well, definitely.
And then get to have you on, and so that's just where it kind of started, and that's where we ended.
Right on. Well, I know that when I came on, started out like I wasn't supposed to be on at all. I was just sponsoring it, and then you guys were having a hard time keeping.
We wanted you on.
I know, but you were
they found an excuse.
Enough guests. So you're like, how about once a month you come on and be our guest? And I was like, okay, well, I guess I can do that. And I remember the first couple of times I was a little nervous, but then it was just fun. We just had a good time. And by the time you guys started talking about maybe ending it, I was like, well, I don't want this to end.
Yeah.
And then the radio station actually asked if I'd be interested in doing it because you guys were going off. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I would want to do something where I
can't
have
be
to
censored.
Watch what I say. I'm not most comfortable being censored. So
well, and for a full hour, because usually you'd come on like the last half when you'd come on. And
yeah,
so
I was talking for like 15, 20 minutes.
A full hour is a lot. And when somebody doesn't show up on you and you still have to pull off a show
You gotta fill
for
that
an
time,
hour,
yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm pretty freaking funny, but I am not that fucking funny.
What are we
so
talking
it's
about
like,
now?
I don't have an hour worth of shit to say, people. Okay, I don't. So, yeah. So there was stressful times, but there was also so many times where somebody would come in and they'd share like a life story about a child with an illness or whatever. And my heartstrings were definitely tugged on a lot through that. And there was times where there wasn't dry eyes in the house with certain things. And then unfortunately last September, my grandson was in, and my son and his family were in a horrific car accident. And my priorities just needed to change immediately to 100% family first on all fronts. And that's where we had to just kind of phase out the show at the end of the year. And we didn't know how long it would be for, but my grandson just came home out of rehab for 2 weeks ago. And so it'll almost be a year. The 16th of this month will be a year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that took a long time to get through that. So just talking today at lunch, would you ever think about doing it again? I wouldn't rule it out. No, but I think I learned a lot during that time too. And I think it would be fun to be able to put little bit more, maybe the sassitude or the true just Shannon behind it. And
Right.
Well, that's why I do this.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I do it on my own and not through anybody, just because
filters
are
rough.
I have to edit stuff out as it is, and and I don't do a lot of editing, but some of my guests, to protect their stuff and whatnot, we edit some stuff out. But I want people to hear my real voice and my guests' real voices, and people aren't polished.
Right.
No,
people are real, and
Right.
I want people to hear how they
real
really are, and
feelings
get to
and-
know the real person behind them.
I feel like towards the end, just because I was so broken with the accident, that viewers really did get to hear that from me, because everybody wanted an update every week
Well, of
on
course
Owen
they
on
did.
the radio show. And, there's things that we held back because it was so grim and rough that I couldn't go there, but I did try to be authentic and share what I could share that we agreed upon as a family each week on his updates. And, just the wonderfulness of friends and support in community.
It's part of the healing process for you too. The mental.
Just the prayer warriors that came out of it, though,
There you go.
because that's what we needed at the time, was all the prayer warriors. And so it's really been a huge blessing, and to see how our community responds in tragedy or time or whatever. I'm always most proud of Douglas County in those moments, because truthfully, when shit hits the fan is when you find out who your real friends are.
Exactly.
And I think time and time
where
again,
people stand.
I think time and time again, Douglas County shows I'm here.
Yeah.
I got you. And that's such a cool feeling. And I've been that person that's been like, hey, I'm here. I've got you for decades for other people in the community. And then when my time where I was broken, they were there.
For you.
There was no different. Yeah. It's just like, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it is awesome. And so I enjoyed my time on there. Sometimes stressful. Sometimes it felt like a burden, but I'd think about doing it again.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Well,
down the
and
road.
when you had a lot of other stuff going on, it was definitely more of a burden, and you could see that. So you were talking about Owen. You want to give us a little update? How's he doing?
Yeah. So Owen is home, which home to them is Portland. He's been in Chicago since he came out of a coma. He was in a coma from September to December. And then we transferred him to Chicago for help. And then he just came back 2 weeks ago. And so Wednesday of this week, he went back to his first day of school for 8th grade.
Wow.
Just for a couple hours. He is in a wheelchair and unable to talk still. So the struggles are very, very, very real. He's made a ton of progress, though. That kid is such a hard worker. And the fact that he was a top athlete really helped. I mean, he just is a fighter, always got a positive attitude. He's got a freaking warped sense of humor that he's trying to rub off on his grandma now. So for him, when you have a kid go through something like that, you're just like, anything to make you happy.
Go.
So
do it.
yeah. So we've created some fun little things between the two of us because he was in Chicago and I was here. Well, my husband and I did go out too, but we would FaceTime and do a thing called Nana's Naughty Nook, which was where I would show him videos that I'd come up with the week, whatever. I compiled some freaking videos.
There
Okay.
you go.
I don't know what, cannot get that damn word out. But and then I would show them to him and he'd laugh. And then kind of like Cards Against Humanity, he'd pick the one that tickled his fancy the most. And that was the winner of the week.
Sure.
And so we did that. So when I was up there last Saturday, he has a machine that he can use to communicate with now. He pushes buttons and he can type in a word and it will say it for him. And so that's how he's communicating now. Well, he had a secret little page that had some Naughty Nook business on it. And so he shared that with his Nana. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a riot. So it's just fun to see that after the accident and everything that he's been through, he's a 13-year-old boy.
That's right. You ain't taking that away.
No, and it's he's in there, and that 13-year-old boy's in there.
I love
it. It's kind of I welcome whatever it is now. Yeah. Before I'd be like, how?
Wait a minute.
Say that.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, okay, that's
that's
funny.
awesome that he's keeping a positive attitude and
Hugely
and still pushing towards recovering more and doing the work. And it sounds like maybe you guys are all feeling a little more hopeful and normal. And
I think we've always had that mentality, like if you were going to have negativity, you just weren't welcome in the room or to the party, so to speak.
Don't bring that here. Right?
Yeah, that was literally said within the first 24 to 48 hours.
Definitely.
We were just like, the only vibes or energy, and we're like, we don't care who you pray to, rub a belly of, meditate to, like we'll take all sources of positivity coming his way. And so we said, as long as you're positive and you can be kind in the room and, all those things, then welcome, but if not, stay out.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Even the emotions.
Yeah.
It's like, cause it's really emotional. So it's like, if you feel like you're going to cry, you need to step out. Cause that's all we wanted to surround him with was light and happiness and positivity. And, we're still like that to this day. It's just, I've learned what some of the things that tickle his fancy are now. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
I bet that was hard for you, cause you're an emotional person. So.
Yeah, I would say, for me though, the tears were kind of more of joy because honestly, the night of the accident, my son was also severely hurt. And I said, I just prayed to God and I said, if you don't take my boys, I'll be grateful unto you every day of the rest of my life. And so I just look at life that way. Like I still have my family intact and I'm grateful. And I'm going to remain grateful and I'm going to remain positive. Has there been days where we've had tough news, rough news?
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do I cry? Yeah, sometimes, but not very often.
It makes perfect sense with the take it day by day comment.
Yeah.
And it makes sense now.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, because if I try, if you bite off more than you can chew, then you can't handle it, and so it's just like, this is what I can do. I can wake up and be positive, and then if something hits me during that day, I'm going to allow myself to be sangry-ad, pissed or mad, whatever it is, and then I'm going to get back to being grateful.
Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, you need to reset. So that's what I do.
You had talked a while back when we talked to you, had said something about trying to get involved with it's like some kind of an impact panel or something like that.
Yeah. So I've actually been blessed to have, people that I know. Rosalie Singer works for ODOT, the Oregon Department of Transportation. She's been a lifelong friend. And so when the accident happened, I felt powerless. That's true. That's the truth. I was like, I'm used to coming in and saving the day for people or being that light, and I didn't know what to do for my own grandson sitting there in a coma. It's like, what do you do? So I thought I needed to make a difference. This accident was caused by a distracted driver. And so she was looking at her makeup and her makeup bag in her passenger seat. This is according to her testimony. And wasn't watching the road, but she was doing about 65 and they were parked after a Beaver game.
Right.
In traffic, when it comes to a dead stop. And so they were the last car in the line of the dead stop and she piled right through them and into my grandson in the back seat and my son in the passenger seat. So, my daughter-in-law and my other grandson luckily came out, physically okay, mentally not so much because they both were conscious for all of it. And the other two were unconscious. Bless you.
Bless you.
And, so that passion of getting out the message about distracted driving, staying off your cell phones. I think it should go without saying, don't look at your makeup and your makeup bag in the passenger seat. Like that's just kind of just freaking stupid. But there's a lot of people out there and you know what, honestly, we're having a lot of motorcyclists hit and that hits home in our office too. Yeah. And so it's just like, just look twice or just pay extra attention or don't be on your cell phone, at least hand holding it or whatever. If you have to Bluetooth or whatever. So I just wanted to partner with ODOT and do that. And so we've done some things with that and we've passed out some bracelets at the Beaver games and some swag or I don't know what you want to call it. Some bling and shit. So we did that at the Beaver game. And that's something I'll continue to do. Unfortunately, it can't go to the level that we'd like to and that they would like us to until this is settled in court. And literally nothing has happened in the court of law regarding the accident yet.
That's crazy.
It's just, a year. So a year later, y'all, up in Marion, Polk County, pull your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Well, it's good to hear, though, that you're able to do something that makes you feel like you're making an impact.
It sounds like, the people you surrounded yourself with are just absolutely stepping up and helping.
Yeah. I can't do nothing. You know what I mean? I have to do something type of person to turn this negative into a positive, and it's not going to ever be quite a positive, but to do something to make change or help somebody else maybe not get the call that I got. And, so that's kind of my new mission. So that's what we'll be doing.
That's awesome.
When we can, but
right.
waiting for the courts.
Yeah.
So you said you were part of the Miss Oregon pageant forever?
Yeah, Miss Douglas County and Miss Oregon, both actually. Yeah, both.
Yeah.
So I help at Miss Oregon now.
How'd you get involved with all that? I think Sarah said you were a beauty queen.
God, no.
Pageant queen. Or
no.
something.
So I did do one competition one time, which was kind of funny. Way back in the day, I had a good friend, Sharon, who was a TV reporter. And so we were talking, and she wanted to do kind of like this expose type of like what it's like for to do beauty pageants or whatever. So anyway, I got put in as I'm just going to go in and be myself and not, give a shit about answers or things or anything like that and not buy into it.
You were undercover?
I would totally. And just be like, yeah, this is me. I'm a country girl. I'm a tomboy. I am 0% pageantry. Like, all you Barbie bitches can just have it. I'm not interested. And then I won. And then it was like, well, oh shit, I didn't plan for that. Like, I don't want to do this. So anyway, I was like, oh God, okay, well, let's backpedal out of that. But I later got asked to just come on as a hostess and kind of help young ladies in the Miss Douglas County program. Later, each gal was assigned a hostess or whatever. And so that's kind of how it started. And then the next year I stepped up, and then the next year, Summer Fox and I took it over together and did it for, like I said, almost 2 decades together.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So what I honestly, I don't know very much about it.
About Miss Douglas County?
Yeah. I mean, I've had people come in and ask for donations and sponsorships and whatnot, but
Yeah.
Other than that, I really don't know. I know it's way more than a beauty pageant.
Oh gosh, it's evolved too. So it's kind of funny because when I was doing it, it was Miss Douglas County and Miss America and all that. Well, then it evolved, because we're supposed to be evolving and like, anyway, I'm so over that crap. But so it used to be you'd be scored on like swimsuit and evening gown and interview and talent. Like those were your categories. Well, then they're like, well, we don't want to leave these certain people out who may not do it because of swimsuit. So let's get rid of swimsuit and have that be more of a spokesperson type of thing or whatever to make more people. Whatever. I freaking love swimsuit. I'm sad they got rid of it. Still a bitter bitch about it, but no, that's okay. It is great what it is now. It has opened a lot of doors for maybe other people who wouldn't have done it.
Was that more inclusive or?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
That's probably the exact term.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. Like, as soon as I looked at you, I'm like, oh, yes, Mike's right. That is what it is.
It's in the news lately,
Yeah. But I think that the funny thing is some of the OGs, and the older girls that have done it and are out, that maybe were more robust or heavy set, they're like, I'm bummed that's out of there because you think people are saying, oh, we're objectifying the women. We're objectifying the women. Those gals were like, if you can walk across a stage in a swimsuit and heels, you can do anything. Yeah. And so that piece of the puzzle was so empowering to them that they're like, I'm kind of sad it's gone because I feel like the girls of today and the candidates
they don't
today
have to go through that.
They're not getting as much out of it as what they feel like. They feel like, well, going out there and talking, that's just more talking. You're already doing that in your interview. But they have a platform or a social impact initiative is what it's called now in the 2.0 version. And so they're out there in the community volunteering. And I love that part because I am about community. I am about volunteering. I am about giving back. Right. And that's one of the pieces and requirements of the puzzle that you need to have that mind and be out there doing it.
No, that's cool.
It is really cool. So
yeah, I've talked to a few of those girls and they seem like they're definitely moving in the right direction for sure,
Mhm.
as far as their whole mindset about how they approach things, and they learn a lot more professionalism,
Right.
and how to interact, actual
Well-spoken
actual
and-
interaction.
Yeah,
instead
just
of,
a step
all
forward
over
into
again.
the whole learning process of
It's just like FFA and 4-H. Those are two other programs that I feel really passionate about, and it's just like those kids taking out their buyer letters and stuff like that. They're shaking hands. They're meeting people. They're having to converse, and it's like
Real
that's
human
all
yes.
gonna turn into a great interviewer down the road, or they're gonna get the job because they work hard in 4-H and FFA, and
just
the
for
girls in the pageant are gonna get
human interaction.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
just
like it.
yeah, put down the cell phone. Go talk to somebody. Go shake their hand. Go tell them what you're wanting the money for. Don't just drop off a letter and hope and pray you're getting free dollars in the mail type of thing. You know, it's like work for it, earn it, impress them. And yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like all those programs like that.
Yeah.
Because there's not a ton
There isn't a lot.
that teach those values anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the things are send an email and, ask for
Right.
money this way, or, they don't teach that actual physical interaction where you're actually talking to somebody face to face.
I will truthfully not donate to somebody if all I get's an email.
Yeah,
I'm not,
for sure.
because it's just like, if you're passionate about something and you're you really want to promote something, then you're going to be out there beating the streets. And if you're not beating the streets, you're definitely not getting my dollars. Okay, unless it's maybe for veterans or something, because that's super soft spot for me. So I usually say yes to anything to do with veterans. But yeah, most of the time those people also are coming in person. So I don't have that issue. But if somebody's just going to send me an email, or even some of the buyer letters that just kind of like, here it is, like I'm taking notes, I'm asking questions, I want to know what you're feeding your critter, like I want to know that. And just like if a Douglas County girl came in to me, I'd want to know, what's your platform, tell me a little bit about it, why did you choose it? Those are the questions I'm going to ask the young lady, and see the depth of her and stuff. So
well, I'll have to remember that, because I honestly had no idea what questions to ask when those pageant girls came in. But now I know there's more to it. So absolutely. Yeah. Now because like with the FFA and the 4-H, the buyer's letters and whatnot, I mean, I've worked with that program, so I know, I know it a little bit more, but, and you're absolutely right. If they don't physically bring me in a letter, I'm not even considering buying their animal.
But even if they just bring it in and are like, oh, Carlos, because you are so generous, and Umpqua Survival is at so many events. And so I think people think that you're an easy person to ask, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's like, it should not just be like, here's my letter and this is what I'm like. Yeah, make them work for it. Ask them some questions. I love that. Todd at Valley
I'm pretty
Optician.
nice to those kids, though, because a lot of them are pretty young.
Well,
and
they can handle it, though.
It's the whole...
Yeah, because the age range for like Miss Douglas County, the teen program is like 13 to 17. 18-year-olds could choose either way this last couple of years. And then 18 to 26 is the Miss. And so it's like, to be able to learn as a 13-year-old, because you're getting asked questions. If you ask them something they don't know, then they're going to go find it out, and they're going to be better for the next time. Yeah. So just look at as you're part of their evolution of being out there. Yeah, it's not a bad thing if they don't know it. We just say, if you don't know something, please God, don't tell them. You'll check into that and get back to them, because when's that ever happened? Never. But they should check into it, know the answer the next time somebody else asks it.
For sure.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So throughout the time that you've been involved with this, and the FFA and stuff, I kind of am into that too. Have you seen a rise or a downfall? There's ebbs and flows. Is it
in like participation or? I don't know. I feel Douglas County is pretty darn strong, honestly. Yeah. I feel like there's been a shift in like there wasn't as many swine this year, and a lot of kids didn't make weight. Right. So I was like,
a bunch of kids went over.
Yeah. So I'm like, what's up with that?
Totally missed it.
And then I know this year they added time. They were allowed to get their animals sooner this year.
And then with the COVID,
factor that in,
to where they didn't have the actual physical auction. And
yeah, I think I felt like it came back. I loved the way they did it this year. I loved the way that it was earlier in the day. That was really cool, actually. I liked it.
It's just something for the the youth to be involved with. And,
yeah. There was good numbers, I thought.
That's
And they
awesome.
added goats this year at fair, which usually is like a lamb show thing and stuff. So I really liked it.
Yeah. The average dollar went down though this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
it seemed
economy,
like-
it kind of had
Oh,
to.
well, you know.
I mean, last year I think they were averaging $13 a pound, and this year on swine, anyways, averaged like 13, and this year it was like 10, 10 and a half.
So
something
down.
Like that.
Wow, that's too bad because there was less critters. I didn't.
But I think that
I wasn't there for
I
the
think that
swine
has to
this
do
year.
with the economy.
The entire.
Oh,
yes.
100%. I mean, people want to do so much, but even if our wants there, like our wallets are only
Right.
stretching so far right now.
Yeah. That's why I was asking if it was a.
Well,
You know, the
and
ebbs
people
and
have to
flows.
understand that anybody that is at the livestock show is there for the kids and those programs,
Mm-hmm.
because that is absolutely the most expensive meat you'll ever buy in your life.
Yeah,
But
it is.
that's not the reason behind it. I mean, the whole reason behind it is to support those kids and
Yeah.
support
Right.
those
The
programs.
future generations of.
You know, we raise cattle too, and so it's like my freezer is full. I'm blessed in that aspect. But there was we had Lena, who's a former Miss Douglas County's outstanding teen, and then her best friend Taylor, who now works at our office. It's like I wanted to support them because they really went through it this year. They were 2 seniors in high school who tried to do a goat, never done anything like that before. And so I loved that here they were, they only had 1 year to do it, and they decided, why not? So I loved that so much. So I did a thing called a buyer's add-on, where you don't have to buy the animal, but you can say, I want to support this person. And so I just added $250 to each of the girls to their total.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's like, that's a way that is manageable for people that can't afford a $4,000 goat or,
Sure.
or whatever.
Definitely.
To be able to still contribute in some way. And so I would love to see that happen more, where people just do, if you like a kid, you can just send in, call the office and say, hey, I can't make it or whatever, but I was really impressed by this kid and I'd love to donate $250 to him.
I think a lot of people don't realize they can do that.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be put out that more. And there was a form and I just filled it out and turned it in for both of the girls and got my bill. And yeah.
Good.
It's really cool. So I would encourage people to do that, because you don't want to sit there for 4 to 6 hours or whatever either. Fine, don't, or you just have this one kid that you want to support. Great, do that. So it's not announced necessarily,
Right.
so there shouldn't be hurt feelings, or anything like that. But that's I'll be doing that every year, I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a good idea.
I'll have to consider that too. I didn't even think about that.
Because like instead of $4,000 goat for $1,000, I could help 4 kids out on top of whatever they got.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking away from their bidder or their buyer either.
That's brilliant. I like that.
And just add to it. So I would highly recommend that. Definite feel good moment.
Well, and it makes it so that you can fit it into your budget.
Right.
If you don't have the budget to be out there buying a whole animal or whatever, then
Right.
especially if you want to support someone like in cattle or any of that stuff, because
Right.
those animals are crazy expensive.
See, and I'm never going to buy one because we raise cattle. So it's like, I'm never going to buy a cow for that. Good
Right,
Lord. It's like,
yeah.
it's in my field for free. So I'm like, I'm not doing that.
I
No,
don't know. I
not
don't know
necessarily
about it's
free, but
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I pay for crap for them. So yeah, it's not free, but, yeah, so I'm never going to be that cattle buyer. But if I have a kid that comes in and just knocks my socks off, it's like, okay, I'm
There you go.
going to toss something your way then.
Perfect. Yeah.
That is cool.
So, what other stuff have you been going on?
Oh gosh, so we just got back from the Snake River.
How was that?
Yeah, you said catfishing.
It
Yeah.
was kind of hot. Yeah, I'm catfishing like with a rod and a reel, not like catfishing like on MTV.
You were doing it? Oh, wait, there's a difference?
Yeah, I'm not putting pictures out of a size
guys
2
catch
girl
any?
and trolling for men or anything. What?
Did you catch any?
So not as much. It wasn't so great, but it was my daughter-in-law's birthday while we were over there, and she caught a 15 to 20 pound. We didn't have the thing with us because we didn't think about it. Channel catfish.
Nice.
It is big, huge
Yeah.
blockhead, just ugly as all get out. But it was a beaut. and
Amazing.
I haven't had catfish in forever, but that's good stuff.
It took a while for her to get it in. So yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't hardly catch that many. We took 3 coolers. We thought we were just going to go over there and slay
Fill
the
'em
dragon
up,
every day,
yeah.
fill those suckers up and come back, and then give it to whoever wanted it. I don't eat fish, and my husband doesn't really either, so that's kind of weird. But we have plenty of people in our life that would not say no, so
Fish tacos
that's what we
are
were going to
awesome.
do. Yeah, that's what a lot of people said was use it for tacos. But God, we saw some amazing animals. Last year when we were over there, we saw no animals. And then caught fish. This year we didn't catch really that many fish, like a lot of bass and a couple trout, some carp, and a few catfish, but not like what we thought we were going to do. But the animals were out. So saw some monster muleys and just some really cool critters just walking around.
So where did you stay when you were there?
We were in Oxbow, Oregon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we were right there by the Oxbow Dam, and Brownlee Reservoir, I think, was like 12 miles away. And but yeah, we went night fishing off the bridge one night. And
cool.
Yeah. It was fun. It was all for my grandson, and he loved it, and he had a great time, and that's what mattered. So.
Sounds like a kick in the ass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he even's like, I just want to swim right now. So my son pulled up in his boat, gave him the tow or the rope that you attach to the winch on the trailer,
Sure.
and then pulled him backwards around the river, and he held onto his little rope, and so all just kind of random stuff, and we just did whatever we wanted and took breaks during the day, and it was relaxing. And you're off the grid most of the time over there because there's not great cell reception at all.
Because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Right. So unless we were in the cabin, we really didn't have self-service, and that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad about it.
Unplug and relax and just have some family time.
And just be like, okay, hopefully there's no emergencies that are happening right now, but if it's anything else, it can wait. And so, yeah.
That's awesome.
It was nice. But it was fun that my daughter-in-law caught that big old huge
that made it worth it, huh?
channel cat on her birthday.
Just amazing.
So it was like pretty cool.
Right
Pictures. It was nice. The drive's a bit much, but But we took our time on the way over.
Fun things though is the drives.
Yeah.
Road trips.
Not when you're going 84 from like there to Portland. It's like, oh, seen that, done that. But we did take extra days and traveled around and looked at like wildlife things, and we'd be like, oh, there's a lake in the woods somewhere up here that's whatever, let's just go try to find it, and just did really
just little adventures and
totally unscripted. And that was really cool. We found some amazing small lakes with beautiful campgrounds that you could hear like a fly fart. I mean, it was like so quiet. And so yeah,
like
I don't know where the fly fart came from. That was actually from a YouTube video where somebody said that, and then the gal looked it up and Googled it, and she's like, anything with a digestive system fart. So yes, flies fart.
Wow.
Mystery solved.
We learned something new.
Yeah, there's your something new for today.
Put a little thought into that one.
Yeah, but we saw huge, massive bull elk on that little impromptu trip. So we saw a couple of huge herds of elk, and then he was all by his lonesome. We came up over a hill, and there he was right in the middle of the road. And we're amazing. Like, both of my husband and I are trying to say like bull or elk or
whoa.
Yeah, I don't think any of that came out. I don't know. But then I was just like, shit, I need a picture. I'm trying to grab my phone.
Where's my phone?
That didn't work out. But yeah, he was the kind that would
that's so weird that
scratch his own booty with his horns.
It used to be, where's my camera? And now it's all, where's my phone?
Yeah. I don't have a camera. So it's
I don't think anybody does anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
Other than photographers.
Right. Yeah. If you shoot.
Well, shit, half of them are using their iPhones and shit for.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, the quality is so good, honestly.
Yep.
Yeah,
he wasn't having it. He wasn't going to stay still for a photo op, though.
No,
he was like, peace out.
Screw you guys. See ya.
Yeah, exactly.
You missed your chance.
Yeah, I don't know if it was archery season over there or whatever, but he was definitely like,
oh, fuck, I better
enjoy this chance encounter because all you're going to see is my ass from here on out. So,
and you and Jeff are both really into the outdoors and hunting and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love it.
Yeah.
I just like to be outdoors. I'm not so much where I shoot things when I go hunting or what everything, but I have a really good eye, so I spot a lot of stuff. I am that person
you
who
take a lot
can
of pictures, right?
Yeah. I can camp out on a hillside. I do. I mean, I will drop people off and be the pickup vehicle as well, and then I'll spot and glass and do stuff like that, and then I'll take pictures and be like, oh, you didn't see anything when you walked for 8 miles?
Look what I see.
I drove with the AC on and checked all the shit out. So photo after photo, and it's just like, I like to be a little snarky
what the
like
hell?
that. But Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I do love it out there, and I do like Eastern Oregon particularly.
That's
It's
awesome.
it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful here at home. But I think the crazies are a little bit spaced out a little bit more over there.
Until you get to Bend.
Or at least you can see them coming.
Yeah.
Until you get to bed.
Yeah. Well, I don't hunt in Bend
No.
in the town, but yeah.
That's funny.
There, yeah.
I just never could get acclimated to the weather over there. It's extremes. You're either freezing your ass off or you're sweating your ass off.
Yeah, that's all on a Tuesday though, Mike.
I
So
know.
it's like
It's terrible.
if you're over there for like 10 days to 2 weeks or whatever like we do, it's just like you are definitely going to hit all of that stuff.
It's-
So we've been minus 12
Yeah.
and we've been darn near 100
In
over
the
there.
same day, probably.
Yeah, maybe not that day. We had a couple really cold days in a row and a few
Yeah.
windy ones, but in that same hunt, yeah, absolutely. So it's just like, well, how do you pack light when you need something from
Right.
Arctic to
No,
summer?
you
know,
pack
it's
everything.
like, God, yeah.
And my sister lives in Terrebonne, so just
yeah.
going over there visiting, and it's like, oh, how do you do this?
Yeah. But-
It's so desolate looking most of the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
I
really
love
like
the-
it over there.
I love the views. I definitely love the desert.
Mhm.
You got to be a certain type of person to love that.
Yeah,
Did
But the weather was just
I love
too much for
Malheur.
me.
that's that area out there. I love Heart Mountain and going
Oh,
over
yeah.
there. That's really one of my absolute favorite places. And and Plush,
Hmm.
the store.
The
And
store.
yeah, so I just love it over there. I think Heart Mountain has like where you can see so many different critters at one time. You're going to get your
Yeah.
mule deer, your antelope,
never
your
know.
bighorn sheep, your everything
Yeah,
in one fallen. Your rattlesnakes for sure.
definitely.
But Malheur, it's usually okay. You get some wild horses,
Mm.
you get some nice muleys, and an occasional antelope too.
Antelope, yeah.
So yeah, it's just I just like that area.
You ever had
over
the
there.
chance
and I
to
like
watch
the
the-
hot springs at those places? They're
To
fun.
watch the migration.
I have not.
Oh my gosh, that is something neat.
That would be absolutely
you see
amazing.
it on TV or the magazines or whatever, and then when you see it in real life, it's like,
Oh God, it'd be breathtaking.
Yeah.
I can't. I would
like-
die. I
It's
would be
almost
so
like
excited.
freaking caribou, like they're just keep coming,
Yeah.
keep coming.
Yeah, one of the places we stopped, they talked about migration, and they have a herd of about 400 that
Yeah.
comes through. Mhm.
It's just
And I was
totally.
just
It's like, where do they go?
God, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
if
crazy.
you could strategically just place like my stock trailer there, then one might or two might accidentally run on in. That'd be
Oops.
awesome.
Oops. I'm sure it's been tried.
That'd be my kind of hunting. It's like, come on, run on in here.
Yeah, no doubt. Has Jeff gotten to use that rifle he won at the OHA banquet yet?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. No. So actually, he's talking to Garrett about needing to go sight that thing in. I hear about it like at least once a week. So that still has to happen.
Maybe
but
this will be the year, huh?
no, I
Yeah.
think he is planning on using it this year. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
He was so excited about that.
Oh my gosh. I keep kind of put all his eggs in a basket on that one. So
Yeah, he definitely
he went in hard.
he put a lot of chances in there.
Yeah. So I'm sure that rifle we won was probably at least $500.
Well paid for.
Yeah. It wasn't well paid for because that was a really nice
I'm
expensive
glad
one.
that I'm glad that he won that. I'm glad
Oh,
that
he was so
the one that ended up
tickled.
with it, because I mean he really wanted it bad.
And he's not like that. There's not a lot of
He was
wants
like a
that he
little
has.
kid, yeah.
But when he gets like that, he was so excited and prideful when he did. It was just like, oh, I can't believe it. I wanted that so
Check
bad.
it
I got
out.
it. Yeah,
Like, you know, we
yeah.
got 200
Yeah.
tickets in for it.
Yeah. So it was just like,
Oh,
That's
you won?
awesome.
Wow.
yeah.
No, it was awesome. I was glad to see that he got that.
Yeah. He has a pretty big woo when he does win one, though, because it's like, oh my God, I think that's our number. And then you hear the woo from the back of the room because he's always working at the banquet.
Yep.
And then it's like, yep, that was definitely our number. That was definitely my husband.
That was it.
But
that's
we're kind
great.
of known. We're really lucky at those things. So I don't.
I've been lucky at them in the past, but the
Mhm.
last couple of years I haven't been so great. But we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, which is crazy with 500 people, you think it's like, okay, well, you're even going to get your name called, and then some people get it called out of the
Multiple
turn
times.
buckets. Yeah. 3-4 times. And you're
Yeah.
just like, whoa, that's crazy. Cause there's a lot of tickets in those, general raffles,
Yep.
but the other ones are usually kind of where we we like to find if we're really interested in something. I don't want to put a ticket in on something I'm not really interested in winning at all. Just
It
don't.
makes it more exciting.
Yeah, I have too much shit already. I don't need more shit that I don't need. So
I say that, but then I always try and win shit.
Something, yeah.
well, there's that too, Carlos.
And then every time I turn around, I'm buying more shit.
More.
Yeah, that's true. Donating and buying, yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah, it's like there should be meetings or something. I don't know.
Meetings.
Yeah, we should start that. Let's adjourn a meeting. Call to order. How to do things at an auction.
So you guys were pretty, I don't know if you still are, but you were pretty involved with Oregon Hunters Association.
Yeah, so I'm not on the board anymore, but my husband is, and he has been for years. So he really, he just wants to protect the rights, and that's what he's all about. So he doesn't necessarily know how to go about that legislation wise or whatever. And so that's what OHA is for. It's like, if you're not sure how to go out and protect your rights, they hire the people that can go out and protect your rights. And that's what your OHA dollars go for, is to keep somebody up.
They've got some awesome people.
Amy is amazing.
Definitely.
Amy is a bulldog. Love Amy. She's up in Salem getting the job done all the time.
And meeting her, you would never in a million years
No.
put her.
If she walked into a room, you would not think she's the bulldog for OHA. But it's not even just for OHA, because she also will partner with other organizations that are like-minded or have the same goals and spirit, and they partner together and stuff. So
yeah,
she does much more than that.
She's partnered with some firearm things too. So
Yeah. So she's great. So she watches out for our Second Amendment. She watches out for hunting rights and all of that things, because, one of the measures that was coming down the pipeline would have taken all of that away.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
The ridiculousness.
got
But
that defeated.
still it's absolutely one of my favorite banquets every year. Is the OHA banquet, and it seems like every year we're next to each other at the Sportsman Show.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of become our thing.
Yeah. I think they just put people in the same spot unless they request otherwise.
So,
and
well,
we've never changed. So,
and so now basically it's OHA, us, and sometimes we'll have somebody next to us, sometimes not.
well, you take 2 or 3 spots up and we take 1 spot faithfully. So
Yeah.
just depends. We have had like the duck hunters in between us 1 year or something like that, but it's fun to sit there and BS and just, chat at those things. And I go and work the booth with my husband, and he definitely helped out a lot during my Miss Douglas County years. So I look at it as payback. Like,
Sure.
I'm reciprocating and being the supportive person now with him on that board. And, so yeah, it's just what we do.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of him for it. So
I love that guy. He's freaking funny as hell too.
he's my best friend. So I'm not going to have him hang out with somebody every day that's not like
We
just
should
cool.
have had him come on with you. He could have hung out and had some whiskey with us.
No, because he would have probably
No.
no, he would have probably added a little bit to that story about when we met.
Yeah.
Oh, were you leaving some stuff out?
He was like, no, that's not how it went.
He's like, that's
Yeah.
not how it went at all.
She was on the bicycle.
Yeah, I was. No. That was just like the first time. But so the funny part, there's 2 funny
That's
parts.
awesome.
I'll go back just to share, because this is really funny, and this is just how my husband is. When he decides he wants something, he goes after it. But for some reason, he thought I was just an all-in cowgirl. Like, I don't think I was wearing anything cowgirlish that day.
Yeah, you got the boots.
Yeah, he thought I was into the Cowboys, I guess. I'm not sure, but so we all go as a group again, because we hadn't had a date or anything, on a group gathering. And I show up in cutoff shorts and a race t-shirt, because we were going to the Grove to watch some sprint cars. So, man, I'm like repping my sprint car and like got on cutoff shorts and stuff like that, looking cute. And he comes out in full-on Wranglers, cowboy boots,
big buckle,
a
and
belt,
hat.
big ass buckle, and a shirt. And literally everybody bust up into hysterics. He
what the
might as well
hell?
have been wearing a damn clown suit. And because everybody laughed. And I'm looking at him like, is he going with us? Like,
that's my date.
what's he?
You're like, wait
What's
a minute.
he dressed for?
Oh.
And all of a sudden, I hear him go back in the house, and he's like, what the fuck, you guys? You told me she like was into Western wear and stuff. So he went out and spent like $400 that day on this outfit.
Man.
And it bombed horribly. I'm like, oh, you're a bicycle riding cowboy. Yeah, that does not crank my tractor, y'all.
You never know. Those bicycles buck pretty good.
It was like twice I was just so embarrassed for him. Like, I'm embarrassed for you.
Yeah,
Bless you.
That's awesome.
You stuck with it though.
He did. Yeah. I showed up to another picnic.
He wasn't wearing Western wear.
He was not wearing Western wear. He was with the
no.
bike, I think, though, because I still hadn't seen him drive yet. And
Jesus.
And I had just gotten done working out, and a friend stopped by and asked me if I wanted to go over to this barbecue or whatever. And I was like, no. And they're like, well, let's just go for a country drive or something then. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, let me go change. And they're like, no, let's just go. It's fine. We're just going to go for a car ride. I'm like, okay, well, they take me to the freaking barbecue anyway in my little workout outfit. And
that was back before that was regular attire.
Yeah.
That's because it was
now.
like the little shorts and the sports bra thing. You know, I was a twig back
That's
then.
what everybody wears
You
now.
were
Oh, God. Yeah. it would
rocking
catch
the
me dead.
spandex.
Oh, so bad. Anyway, so the girls were out, and I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting in this lawn chair trying to like feel like I have more clothes on than I actually did. And all of a sudden I feel like bugs or something on me. And so I'm like kind of looking down like, what the hell is on me? And I see him and his stupid friends. They had turned the tips of Doritos into like footballs, like how you flick them. Yeah, and they're trying to get them in my cleavage. So it's like, that's my three first
Hell
chances with
yeah.
my husband. So it's like strike one, strike two, strike three.
Okay, let's get married.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he was convinced he was going to marry me that very first night that we
That's
actually
awesome.
were like communicated, because I wasn't even talking to him at those points. It was like, and then we talked, and it was like, oh my God, he's such a sweet guy.
Yeah,
He fooled you.
fooled you right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Rope-a-dope. He got
And the rope-a-dope.
yeah.
Okay, that's one of those one-off comments. Somebody's going to be like, that's Mike. He's awesome. But yeah, so that's the kind of story. Strike three, and then he ended up winning anyway. I don't know.
Good deal.
Yeah,
That's
30 years
great.
later.
Gosh. Yeah. So you said you got 3 boys?
So I've all boys, yeah. No girls.
Wow.
Got daughter-in-laws now, so that's
Yeah.
like the closest I'll get, which they've been amazing. And,
Sure.
you know, because it's like I was never going to get take your daughter to get a wedding dress or any of that. And so they were
Did you
really
get to
super
participate in that?
inclusive. Yeah, my daughter, Garrett's wife, Kim, they did the full big
Good.
wedding thing. And so, yeah, I felt
Awesome.
as much like a mother of a bride as a person can when you're not actually the mother of the bride with her. She was very inclusive and just really made me feel special. And so that was super nice, because now I don't feel like I've missed out on that. My oldest son, when him and his wife got married, it was just kind of like, Mom, we're getting married in 3 days. This is happening. So there wasn't any of that either. But also, I'm still going to take her and claim her as my own. But yeah, definitely a totally different. That wouldn't have happened in that experience. So
That was one of my kids that was, hey, this is my wife. You're like, what the fuck? You got married?
oh, you found out after?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, at least I got 48 hours notice or more. So,
No.
but it was just 6 of us there
That's
in
awesome.
our backyard on the ranch, and
Good deal.
it was cool and special in its own way, and yeah, it was just a fun event. But my daughter-in-laws are really inclusive with me, so I feel really blessed like that. And then of course my Miss Douglas County contestants that I've had through those 2 decades, a lot of
Right.
those are like daughters too. So
Yeah.
even though I have
so-
3 boys, I feel like.
Didn't miss
feel
out
like-
on the thing.
No.
No. And I certainly didn't want to raise a daughter. So, I mean, I think God knew that wasn't in the
Well,
cards for me.
In my experience, the daughters were way easier than the boys.
Yeah, I've heard if
my
you're the
boys
dad,
were
it
little
is, and
asses.
if you're the mom, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that could be right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your kids. Tell me about your family.
so my oldest is Gavin, and
You have a Gavin too,
I
huh?
have a Gavin.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so Gavin and his wife Becca live in Happy Valley, Oregon, and those are the 2 that I have my grandsons with, Owen and
Mhm.
Hunter. And they both work my daughter-in-law is a marketing major, and so she works for Oregon Community Credit Union, and my son works for U.S. Bank and Finance Management, and so they have a nice life up there.
Yeah.
And the boys are amazing and wonderful, and they're great parents, so that's cool. And then my middle one is Garrett, and he lives here locally, and he has On Point podcast, and is really involved in hunting, and a lot of people really know him in that realm. And his wife, Kimberly, that I spoke about earlier, and she's a real estate agent here in town. And they're not doing the kid train. They're doing we're enjoying life, and we love to go to concerts, and we love to go hunting, and we love to go do things together, and we love to go do. So that was their decision, and I fully support that. And then my youngest is Kyler, and he kind of travels all over right now. He does sell solar systems for homes and stuff like that. So there's a lot of travel with that because they're launching different things all around the U.S. at different times with the federal government grants. And so he kind of follows those, and they do these. So he's all over the place.
Awesome.
Single and not married, and hopefully
living the life he is.
Yeah. So he's having a good run.
Awesome.
Good deal.
Yeah. So I feel blessed.
Yeah, you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Got some here, got some away, got
always something.
Yeah,
new.
always something. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm starting to experience a lot of that. You know? My middle daughter moved down to Medford, and my son's living down there right now, and my oldest daughter's here in town with our grandkids, and so
that part is nice, I will say, because the kids did live here with the boys, and that was really hard. At first, they moved to Cresswell, and then from Cresswell, they got the opportunity to go up to Happy Valley, and with some advancements in both their careers. And to stay close, with Owen and be up there. And so it's hard when they're a few hours away, but to have the grandkids here was really, really nice.
The hardest part is you want to root for your kids to do better all the time. You know? But you also want to root for them to not do better where it's going to take them away from you any farther.
Yeah.
It's like, can I sabotage that? Yeah. No, I always just look at it as like, kind of that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And if they come home, they come home. The kids have always said.
They'll always have a home, though. Mm-hmm.
Right. But the kids have always said, we're going to go away for now. We're going to do these things, but this is where we want to retire.
It's always a place to land.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see if they ever come back. I don't know about that. I kind of feel like they may or may not.
Yeah. I don't know. I left a couple times. I always came back.
Yeah.
It used to be the joke back when I was
They always come back.
It was a curse, the Roseburg curse. Even if you left, you always came back. But, I don't think it was a curse at all. I think it's because it's better here than it was anywhere else.
Yep.
But I just think you always convince yourself the grass is always greener and then you go there and it's like,
wait a minute.
Yeah, not so much. Like when we took my oldest to college and dropped him off, he went to college in Colorado. And I was so excited because I had not yet been to Colorado, and somebody that's into elk and hunting and all that stuff. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to the promised land that's what I made Colorado out to be as a freaking Curse commercial, with the white glowing screen. Oh, Jesus. It was nothing like that.
Where's the mountains?
I saw mountains, but I saw like chocolate brown rivers. I didn't see where Coors Light was coming out of any of that, So I'm like, this is false advertising. That's so much bullshit. I can't even believe it.
You weren't tasting the Rockies.
Hell no, I wasn't. And then it was just like, what? And so disillusioned. I was like, oh,
it's
you
a big
lying
state,
bastards. Yeah. And so then my mom and I came home, and I said, drove back home, and I said, Mom, I'm just going to say this here right now. The first hour and a half of our drive was the most beautiful, and the last hour and a half of our drive was the most beautiful because we took the North Umpqua and back, obviously way before the fires and stuff. So really from here to the junction was what we felt was the most beautiful scenery that we had seen. Yeah. And our water was clear, and we could make Coors here, y'all. Look, so yeah.
That's the Umpqua, damn it.
Coors out of the Umpqua, Colorado.
I'll tell you, you travel around and it really makes you
That's awesome.
home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do love traveling more. Like I said, after the accident, we started to say yes. And it's like, instead of thinking, oh, that sounds like fun, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to book that now. It's like take action instead of just talking about it forever and ever. And so, this year, my husband and I have done more traveling than we have ever, especially for him.
What other traveling have you guys done?
So we went to the Pac-12 baseball championships in Scottsdale, Arizona,
Nice.
and went and watched that. Okay, that was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Hotter than hell.
Yeah,
And
right.
it was everything I thought it was going to be. Except for some reason we convinced ourselves that Scottsdale was like a big foodie town.
No.
It's not.
No.
It was not. We're like, where's all the stuff? Where's all the
Yeah.
food trucks? Where's all the whatever? And it's like, yeah, no, not so much. And then the beavers, of course, sucked while we were there, so that was a little disappointing. But it was still really fun experience, and we met people from all of the other Pac-12 things. Everybody was saying the same thing. They were sad to see it,
Go
dissolving,
away.
and
Unfortunately.
nobody understood it. And I mean, this was every team saying that. It's like, we all just want to stay together, and it's like, well, somebody with higher power obviously doesn't for money,
Yeah.
so
Money.
so we're losing out. But everybody was really close and really proud of the Beavers and for sticking it out. And so it was
Good
really
deal.
cool. It was a lot of really awesome folks we met from around the country.
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah, Sarah and I have been trying to. Well, I shouldn't say Sarah and I because
No.
Sarah's always willing.
Oh, Sarah's always on the go.
Yeah. I should say I have been trying to.
There you go.
I guess say yes more
Mm-hmm.
to stuff that's not work related because I'll always do whatever for work. But so like here in 2 weeks we're leaving on our first cruise ever. So that'll be
Awesome.
fun.
I can't wait to hear about it when you get back. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. It'll be an honest
Review.
You should
Of the
actually make
cruise.
a video
from a fat guy
log.
because that's the most part. I'm
Every
more
day on
nervous
your
than anything
phone.
because I'm fat and
Oh,
I don't
shit.
fit everywhere.
Whatever.
And
What?
I'm going to be crammed in this giant cruise ship.
Just
that I
in
shouldn't be
just in the
worried
room.
about, but
The rest of it's pretty big.
Yeah.
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 No, you should make a
Again, you're
log
overthinking it. We talked
Yeah.
about this at lunch.
at lunchtime.
How we
yeah.
all have to stop overthinking.
Didn't you
things.
pay extra for the drink package? So-
well, that's all I care about. Yeah.
There you go.
God. I was like,
You're
that
not
was the
gonna
first
care.
check mark he
Yeah.
hit. He's like, if I'm going to be in these cramped spaces, you darn right I'm going to be tatered.
Well, and I
So-
was super excited because my father-in-law. I'm going with my
Steve.
in-laws. We're going with my in-laws,
Steve.
and I was super excited because I was going to have somebody that would be willing to go to the smoke section so that
Grumpy
Oh,
I
uh-huh.
could
Steve.
smoke my cigar
Yeah.
and he could smoke his cigarettes. Well, he decided to quit smoking now, so
No.
I'm super proud of him. That's great, awesome for him. But
Yeah, but he'll
now
still
I'm
go
gonna have
with
to
you.
make random friends in the smoking section.
Oh, no.
Oh,
he'll-
I think
he'll
that's
go
going to be
with you.
super hard for you, Carlos.
He'll go with you because he's not smoking.
Yeah, he
just
probably
to
will.
be around
He'll
the
just
smoke.
be like, I'm just breathing it.
Yeah.
Come on, Carlos, let's go.
Yeah, but no, it's gonna be fun. And Alaska is my favorite place in the world. So
Yes, sir.
if I was ever to leave Roseburg again to live somewhere else, that's probably where it would be. But
Yeah, the kids have been on the Alaska. Gavin and Becca and the boys have gone on the Alaska cruise,
yeah,
and they did it with her whole family. The
I've been all over Alaska traveling,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but this will be my first cruise ever.
the Inland Passage cruise, right?
Yeah. So I'm also getting to see some parts of Alaska I haven't seen.
That'll be awesome.
So that'll be cool.
It is amazing.
Sarah's got some ideas of stuff she wants to do, and
I'm shocked by that.
I'm not super excited about all
Are you
that.
going to go see the lights?
Oh God, I
Remember
hope
the
so.
experience last time?
Dude, we took a whole trip to Alaska just to see the Northern Lights.
And
I-
what
We
happened?
went there for a week, and it was so overcast the whole time we never saw them.
Oh
We
God,
took her grandma, because that's on her grandma's
bucket list. Yeah.
and we never got to see them. And then the day after we left was one of the best
The
viewings
ever.
of the Northern Lights they've ever had there.
Insult to injury.
Yeah,
Dun dun dun. Yeah, I had some friends go up there, and they stayed at this random place that had outside hot tubs, and that was the whole thing.
Oh,
Like
man.
you just stay out there and lay out there because they
There's a
kept
lot
the
of those
temperature
places,
cool
yeah.
enough, and they just videotaped it and watched it, and like 1 and 2 in the morning, 3 generations of them out there in the hot tub. Super awesome
amazing.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
well, there's a place up northern part of Alaska, the Chena Hot Springs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like these giant freaking hot. I mean, it looks like
Yeah.
a swimming pool, and it's a lot of people show up there, but
That might have
that
actually been
probably
it.
was it because
I don't remember
So
what
we
it was.
we
but-
went to a viewing place that's like way up on this mountain.
Oh yeah,
And they've got like this. I don't know, it's like a lodge that's got heat and food and hot chocolate, and they had cards and everything for people to hang out. And basically you pay money to hang out there until the middle of the freaking night, hoping to see these Northern Lights. And we went there.
Let's go as a group.
We paid money to go hang out there one night, and that's on the road up to the Chena Hot Spring, or you pass the Chena Hot Springs going up there. But yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty popular place. The Chena Hot Springs is also like right around the corner from it, right down the road from it is where they have, they build like this giant, I don't know what you call it.
Ice castle?
It's like an ice castle, and they like serve.
Oh, so cool.
They have a bar inside, and you can get drinks, and they make glasses out of ice.
Out of the ice
and
cube,
you drink out of freaking ice, basically. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. We went there and did that whole experience, and
that had to have been cool. No pun intended. Bada bing.
I see what you did.
You can actually, they are like an Airbnb. They have rooms you can rent where you're sleeping on
the ice.
You're in a room completely made of ice, sleeping on ice, and they put like these big blanket things down so you're not freezing your ass off.
I think I've seen that on like The Amazing Race or something weird, some one of those shows or something. But
it's pretty cool.
It just seems like everything would be wet, and then you'd be cold.
Yeah.
The other thing
is, shit, my husband would love it. He's always like his temperature gauge is always on full blow. Yeah, it's
the
like
same way. Well, and I was worried. We're used to here, and when it's cold, it's also wet here.
There is no
but it's not really like that up there. It's dry, like
dry cold. Yeah,
we were cruising 70 miles an hour down the road in like 3 feet of snow. And it just looks like you're driving through talcum powder. I mean, there's just powder flying everywhere. The only time we had a problem was when I overcompensated for that, because I was like, oh, well, this is nothing at all. And so I pulled off the road and got us stuck. But I was buried by snowbanks, so I couldn't get out of the car. So Sarah and her mom dug us out.
Oh my gosh, Carlos.
That's awesome.
I couldn't open the door, so I couldn't get out of the car.
Well,
it's like, I'm sorry, ladies.
So they climbed out the windows and got us out while me and her sister sat in the car and drank our drinks.
That's fucking awesome. I could never see you do that.
That is funny. He's in there happy as a clam, and she's out there shoveling and cursing his name.
The more of the scenario was,
I could get out and help you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was like, I told you to shut up. Okay. Pull over. Here we go.
I'm going to pause for 1 second.
Okay. Oh, he's like,
you're giving me ideas.
All right, we're back. We had to get that bathroom break in there because my customers are accustomed to it. Or
there you go.
My listeners.
There you go.
Yeah.
One and the same, basically.
Hopefully,
well, they get this for free.
There you go. For now, enjoy it.
I don't know that anyone would pay money to listen to my 2 cents. So
I'd give you a couple bucks. Couple bucks.
I don't know. Sometimes my ramblings.
That's again that awesome one-liner over there. I am appreciating you right now live. I give you a couple bucks.
That's
I'm
awesome.
a stripper. I'm going to pay it to you in ones.
Big puppy. Big puppy. Here we go.
Oh, God, that's funny.
That reminded me. I was telling you guys at lunch that my daughter's 21st birthday was this week.
Awesome.
And I couldn't be. She's down in Medford, so I couldn't be down there. But Sarah went down with my other daughter Justice, and our niece, and it took a whole crew of people down there, right? And somehow or another, they ended up at a strip club.
It's like something that happens when you just fall. It's just like it just accidentally happened. That's how it happened.
Ortagon way.
I don't know, but she said she had an amazing time. And my wife sent me pictures, and then
so funny.
The day after, my wife is telling me the whole story, so I get the full update besides just the little pictures and stuff. And she says that when they pulled up to the strip club, my daughter turns around and looks at them and goes, "I wonder if they're going to call me Big Mommy."
And why is that, Carlos?
Yeah, how come, Carlos?
Well, some of my listeners might know, I went to a strip club and the strippers were pulling my beard and calling me Big Poppy. So,
yep.
I just thought
there
it was
you
hilarious.
go.
But So I got these pictures of my daughter at the club, and then I hear that story. So I immediately text my daughter, and I'm like, freaking, you're there's no doubt you're my kid for sure.
Oh my gosh.
It was funny.
Like father, like daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in your office here and we can see outside, and I'm always puzzled as to how people park in your freaking parking lot.
Isn't it awesome?
They're freaking insane.
It's I don't even know what to say about it.
So you notice I'm sitting in the corner. You made a reference to that.
Yes, you're in the corner.
Because if I sit over there, I'm like a squirrel, and I'm like, whoa, look at that. Look at that.
No, I mean, not until this moment, but then I'm like, okay, wow.
We joke that people, the minute they pull into our parking lot, they lose all common sense.
It's guns.
I have no idea, but yeah.
It's crazy.
This person is blocking your whole damn parking lot.
If there's not lines on the road,
wherever the hell they want,
people have no idea what to do. They just and some people they'll repark and drive around the parking lot 2 or 3 times before they finally choose a spot.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what are you doing? It's like they're having a seizure while they're driving.
Yeah.
It's like there is parking on the side of the building. There's that too. There's an option. Do not block the damn parking lot, y'all.
It's funny. I used to get all bent out of shape about it, but honestly, the worse the parking lot looks as far as how people are parked,
the
busier we get.
Right.
More business.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
well, there you go. You're
like
about ready to get
like,
slammed.
Oh, look at this mess. I got to figure this out. And they
got something new.
They want to, yeah.
It's
like a challenge to them.
Interesting, even though, whatever. They got the right license plate. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
They got the wildlife plates on. I'm happy about it. So, can't be all mad at that rig. But anyway, I just pulled in and I'm like, you're blocking the whole damn road, people.
I've got to get plates on my truck here pretty soon, I think.
What are you going to get?
I don't know.
There's a lot of freaking options out there. Have you been to the DMV?
Yeah,
my tax has been expired since 1999 or 2019.
Oh, jeez Louise.
So I told my wife, I said, if I'm going to finally get tags, I might as well just get new plates.
Yeah.
So
do it.
I haven't figured out which ones I'm going to get.
There's a lot of options, I tell you. A lot of options.
I do like that.
You need the custom plate, the Big Poppy.
Yeah.
So here's a random question for you guys because I don't know. So do like prisoners still make license plates? Is that a thing, or where the hell do the license plates come
That's
from?
a good question.
I don't know if they do that in Oregon.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, somebody Google it and then give Carlos the answer. Shannon's
They
curious.
probably outsource it from another state, knowing Oregon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, where do plates come from? Yeah, I mean, back in the day, that was the thing. I don't know. I don't even know if that was ever even true. I think somewhere it must have been. It was? Okay. But I'm curious where these license plates are coming from.
I know that all the prisoners in Oregon get paid now.
Yeah.
If they do work because they considered it slave labor.
Oh.
So they made that against the law.
I heard that. But I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
somebody let us know where license plates come from.
That's why now there's no
work crew,
inmate work crews.
Which is
why you don't see the guys in the striped pajamas at the fairgrounds anymore or any of that stuff.
Okay, I don't miss that. Yeah. But
hey, a lot that was a big deal for those guys. I mean, they're stuck in the jail, and that was their opportunity to get out for a couple hours a day. And talking to the people that worked at the fairgrounds, those guys actually worked their ass off.
Yeah. They did a good job.
Yeah.
It's too bad they had to freaking be wearing their jumpsuits the whole time. But
yeah. I get there's a reason. I get it. But still, yeah.
It'd be like a sci-fi movie and just have a collar that if they go so far, their head blows up, you know.
That was more than a couple words. See, when you talk more stuff, when you talk and say more, Mike, good shit comes out. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Start producing.
I have been told that.
It's like that was gold right there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, wear a collar and then your head blows up.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
You better stop right there, I'm telling you.
Here we go.
and somebody opened the rabbit hole.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who makes license plates now.
I know, I mean,
did Oregon license plates?
We call them pretty kitty moments in my life.
Did they ever get made by prisoners in Oregon?
I don't know. Somebody Google that shit and let us know.
I got a friend. Let me call him.
I'm gonna phone a friend. What freaking show do you think we're on, Mike?
Oh,
Wrong
no.
show. You're not getting $1 million either. Sorry.
Damn it.
Oh my god.
Carlos, you promised me.
Cheap bastard. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Different show, different day. Different decade probably. I don't even know if that thing's still on, but anyway, I'm curious about that. Who's got their phone? But there's lots of options. Now I'm curious what you choose when you go look at all your options.
I don't know, but I do really want a custom. I've wanted a custom plate forever.
You got what you want your tagline to be? Oh, you maybe not want to give it up because then somebody will run right out and buy it. I mean, it's only taken you 5 years to figure it out.
I've never been able to settle on one, so that's probably why I've never done it. With that, and I've always been a cheap ass, so.
Yeah, I mean, I had one, and but it was 7, and they still don't use the center. Yeah. You can't have 7. You still have to be limited to 6. Like, that's some bullshit. There's a blank space in the middle. Figure it out. It's 2024, y'all. Yeah. Get a 7th freaking digit.
One of the people who lives down the road from me has a license plate, custom plate that says, "People suck."
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what do they do for a living?
I don't know them. I just was behind them the other day, and I was actually trying to grab my phone to take a picture of them, but now I was like, no, I'm going to end up crashing. So
distracted driving. Good job, Carlos.
Yeah, I gave up.
I applaud you. Yeah, sometimes I see them, and it's like I feel like I'm like. I don't know. I find my head like turning kind of to the side and then to the other side. I don't know why I do that. Like cats do that shit. But anyway, I'm like trying to figure out the puzzle of their license plate. And I magically think that turning my head to the right slightly or to the left is going to help. Yeah. What? I don't know what the hell that's about. But anyway, it's something I do. I'm like, oh, do I feel smarter on the right side today or the left side today? Some people's are very clear. Like people suck. That seemed very self-explanatory, and some other ones are it's like, what the heck is that about?
Yeah, they're obviously not trying to network while they're driving.
No.
Yeah, but the people suck. I'd like to know what they do for a living. What is your career?
They have podcasts.
Oh my God, gold again, Mike. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, so how's the insurance business?
Boring as ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody's like, insurance business is
You're
so
pretty
exciting.
passionate about it though, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm really passionate about the Medicare side of it. Not just because I think that like our senior population and the elderly and the veterans really deserve the attention and the care and the explanation that needs to go with it in order to have a better understanding. Don't realize
that they have any choices.
Yeah.
I think they
probably true. I mean, it's fewer and far between where we see because God, all these telephone calls and all that crap is so bad these days that they just get bombarded so heavily with scams or telemarketers just trying to sign them up for stuff. And so I'm sad about that. It's just like open season, like a hunting season for seniors when it starts to get the fall time. And it's just horrible. I mean, I have clients tell me they get 20 to 30 calls a day.
my boys
like when you get on a list,
with
it's
my
awful.
Mom, they're like, hang up, Grandma, hang up, Grandma. Don't even talk to them.
Yeah, just open and click and
use
open and
the
click.
caller ID. If it's not a Roseburg number, don't answer it.
Yeah, just be like, screw that. Yeah, so it's just and now they clone local numbers too to try to diffuse that thought process or whatever. But I do feel really bad for it. But somebody said it's like the best thing that we can do is to serve the generation that needs it the most, and that's the most deserving, and
that's pretty,
and that's our
honorable.
seniors and our veterans, and so that's my passionate part about it.
That's awesome.
I love the education piece of it, so I love educating on it. But yeah,
that's cool though.
Yeah,
I think that definitely an underserved community. So,
and you would think it would be a little different because the Roseburg area is more, business wise for healthcare on the elder care with all of the homes and stuff here.
Right. I mean, we are heavily populated
with
the senior livings.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about that though is, I do the gun giveaway every month. And, I do all the donation stuff, and I try and mix that up. I try and give it to different organizations, and I try and differentiate the type of organizations also. And in the past, I've tried to do stuff for the senior community.
They don't want no part of it.
There's nothing out there. There's no organizations raising. There's the senior center. That's about it.
Yeah. The cool thing about I don't know how to say this exactly, but networking and stuff like that is you can learn things from different people. So like Sarah over at Brookdale, which is a memory care facility mostly for people with dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's and stuff, which is a really hard group of seniors to take care of.
Yep.
They have a lot of needs.
Yeah.
Because it's sad to say, but some people put their families in homes and then they're gone.
Yep.
They don't come back often. And things get going missing there. That can happen. I mean, it's not intentional. People aren't really stealing things, quote, so to say, but they are always in need of like the socks with the rubber grippers on the bottom so their patients don't slip and all kinds of things. They do a huge community Halloween event where they buy like 15 trash cans of garbage. And so the citizens can residents can just sit in a circle. And kids can come in from the community and go around the big, large great room in a circle and trick or treat each chair with a resident in it. So there are super cool things out there. And I would say to reach out to an individual residents like that if you're interested, because each one of them does have needs or things. Some of them are trying to start gardens. So the ones that used to garden can do like a little garden or a strawberry patch or super cool things like that.
Because in the past, I've reached out and tried to find organizations, and basically it all comes back to the senior center. Just the senior center is the only thing there is. And I was like, well, I don't really want to.
There has to be something different.
I want to take care of organizations that seem like they're actively doing something.
Right.
And I haven't seen them do much. So.
Yeah. So the local ones do a lot inside their own four walls that people wouldn't know about.
Yeah.
And they're always looking to add things because it's really important to keep their mental stimulation going in the Alzheimer's and memory care units. And so they do all kinds of things like washing, normal chores or things that they would have done. They try to do things like that and facilitate it. I mean, they just unfold laundry and throw it out on a table so people can fold it. Like it's the same shit you folded 4 hours ago, but hey, that's okay. They don't know that and it's fine. And it's a chore and it keeps them moving and there's planting the strawberries outside or there's this or that or whatever. So
isn't that the
Brookdale
on Stevens, the old Chins building? Isn't that a senior?
That's the senior center. That's what Carlos was talking about. So Brookdale's the one out by Costco with the big walls around it at the intersection there.
Gotcha,
yeah.
I feel like you could get a pretty good game of freaking. You get like a big cribbage tournament going on at one of those places.
Definitely, or any card game. Really.
Well, I mean, the senior center, that is a big deal. Like my father-in-law, that's his outing on Tuesdays and Thursdays is pinochle hardcore.
Pinochle. There you go.
And he won one day, and he was just like, "Oh my god!" I said, "How'd pinochle go today?" And he's like, "I just kicked ass, or whatever." And you won a whopping $2.45. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's not about the $2.45. Oh, it's about the bragging rights. Yep.
And they're building that new center.
You like
green.
That stuff too, don't you?
The bragging rights?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I heard that.
Yeah, no shit. Who doesn't?
In my deep dive into researching you, I saw that you were the Miss Oregon Farkle Queen.
Farkle Queen. Oh my god.
Farkle or Farkle?
Farkle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh my god, that's
a
funny.
dice game, right?
Yeah.
Explain.
Okay, so I actually went with some of the people on the board for OHA up to what they call a summit. And the summit is held every year at Diamond Lake. And so 4 of us had a cabin, and Kelly Forney and his wife introduced.
Dude, they're awesome. I love them.
Oh god, they're so funny. But Christy, and myself were also in there, and we have not partaken of the Farkle before, and so
I've never heard of it.
It's a dice game, and it's like it's a big thing with points, and you have to roll 3s and then 4s, and you just keep going and going. Anyway,
nice.
it's super like it takes a bit. There is a learning curve or whatever, but we all loved it. And because of my involvement in the Miss Oregon organization and things like that, they decided at an event where I brought Amy down to speak, they were going to crown me the Farkle Queen. Dee Forney, Kelly's wife, she's a wonderful seamstress. She made a custom made sash for me that had a wildlife print on it, and then said, Miss Oregon Farkle Queen or whatever on it. So,
is there pictures of this?
Yeah,
that's where I got it.
There is a picture of it. Actually, there is a
go.
picture of that. Honestly, it's not attractive, but there is a picture.
Oh, come on,
the Farkle Queen.
Yeah, you probably forgot all about it.
I didn't know it actually made it on the internet. I have one in my phone, so one of them must post it and tag me or something. But yeah, anyway, Farkle Queen.
Here we go.
So I have a sash that goes with it.
Nice. That's perfect.
Yeah, I should get into the fair and stuff free like the other
Farkle
beauty
tournament.
queens and show up and be like, dude, I'm the Farkle Queen. Bow
You
down.
probably get in for free because you're a celebrity.
I get in free. I'm not paying to go to the fair. We have a booth.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah.
So, how long have you been doing the insurance thing?
Almost, I think it's 18 years, maybe.
Oh, wow. So
Something
you've
like
been doing
that.
a long time.
Yeah. Aged myself again. But yeah, so been a hot minute.
How'd you get into that?
Actually, I used to be a certified ophthalmic technician. And so I helped with
That's making
eye
glasses
exams.
and stuff, or-
Nope, that's eye exams,
Nice.
cataract surgery,
Oh, okay.
assisting, and things like that. And really, really truthfully love that. But I was having some health issues, and the doctor's like, you may need to do something a little different, maybe a desk job or something like that. And so I had a friend in the industry, and she's like, come work with me. And so that kind of happened. And then later down the road, the business was sold, and so I decided to branch out and went over to Alan at Premier Insurance, and the rest is history. So it's been great.
Just at random, or did you know him?
Oh no, I've known them. Two of his three daughters were involved in Miss Douglas County and had been title holders for me during my time. So, yeah.
Nice. Well, to jump back,
Jumping back.
Here we go.
I did a little Googling while we were talking.
Oh God, are we gonna get some license plate? What do we got?
So yes, inmates still make license plates.
In Oregon.
In Oregon?
In Oregon, yes. There's a company called Irwin Hodgson Company in Portland
God damn.
that manufactures Oregon license plates, and they have prisoners who are employed there and work there. Yes.
I wonder what they do.
Stamp.
I don't know. I've seen some prison movies, and I tell you, it's pretty easy to kill people there. So
Yeah.
they squish their heads in the presses.
You must be
and-
like low security to work there then. Because
Yeah.
I'm imagining
You'd
the
have to-
stuff that
I'm
you-
pretty
you'd
sure you
have
got
to
to be
be
low
a-
security to be on a work detail.
You'd have to be a
Yeah.
good guy. Not a bad guy.
That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, but yeah, I guess
mystery solved. Thank
I
you
guess
for that.
California and New York are the biggest states that basically almost all of their license plates are manufactured by inmates. So
Mm.
They should put that on the inside of our plate.
yeah,
Oh,
they should let them sign their name.
inmates
like
can
made
put their
by
initials on the
number-
back side
inmate
of it.
number 47256
There
or
you
something
go.
like
A
that.
little graffiti tag in there.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool.
why not?
They don't have to say what they're there for. But just they're.
No, but
Well, they're all innocent, dude.
I would totally be Googling that shit anyway. I'd be like, inmate
I
1476.
just don't want.
Whoa!
I don't
got
want a
him.
license plate from some
Yeah.
chimo.
You can
so.
You can
I draw the line.
you can instantly start sending them. They can be pen pals with you.
Yeah.
I've got your license plate, buddy.
Yeah.
Here,
I
let
know
me
your
send you a
license
buck.
plate.
Let me put it on your books. Here's $1.
You're big into giving out dollars over
I'm
here,
a
Mike.
dick.
I call you big money.
Here's
I'll
some.
give you $2. I'll give you $1.
It's Halloween. I'll send you some candy corn.
That's
Nobody likes candy corn.
I actually do, but like really tiny, limited amounts.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like it's
God.
pretty
Well, I
much
would give 'em a whole
wax-ate
bag.
sugar.
I mean,
God, I'd be like crackheaded out if I did that. I'd be off the walls.
they could use it as money.
Candy corn for money. You're getting cheaper as the show goes along. You gotta drink some more. That's funny.
All right. All right.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they use like cigarettes and hand jobs for money, dude.
Well, Mike's
Well, see?
bringing candy corn
Candy
to the
corn
party.
would fucking be better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe not than a hand job, but
I'll give you 4 candy corns and a hand job. I need your cell phone that's shoved up your butt. I gotta call somebody.
oh my God. I think I know what point of the show we
You're
just
such a
hit.
strong negotiator.
Hey, Okay,
4
5
candy
candy
corns.
corns. Fuck. You try to have a hard bargain.
Offer's been $2, and now we're down to 4 candy corns. Oh my God, that's so funny.
You couldn't use Jolly Ranchers or nothing, you know. It'd have to be candy corns.
I mean, can you believe this whole freaking conversation started because of this jackass out here who parked stupid?
Yeah, I can.
Hysterical.
I can believe it.
I can't believe it.
Oh my God.
I've seen a thing or two. Sitting
A thing
right
or
here.
two. Oh my God. I don't know if I can eat candy corns ever again like that.
Never,
That's funny.
ever.
I'm going to be thinking about
Yeah, cell phone.
jailhouse deals now.
Yeah. Hey, you want a
You
tattoo?
can just slide like 4 or 5 over to Jeff. And be like,
Be like, hey, baby,
hey, I've got some ideas.
here's 4 candy corns
He'll
at
look at it,
$1.
and
Mike
then
says that's a good deal.
You take the other one and just hold it up. It could be 5.
It could be 5.
He'll look at you like you're insane. He'll be like, "What the hell's wrong
Carlos.
with you?"
That's every night on the couch.
Oh no!
I get the look like,
What the
oh
fuck?
my God, I'm married to this. Yeah. Lucky bastard.
Sarah and I do the same thing.
Candy corn?
Like
Well,
candy corn.
I don't think we've ever done the candy corn thing.
You're gonna start now.
Oh my gosh.
I started something.
You
See?
did just in time for Halloween too.
I know.
Yes.
Trick or treat.
I know what I'm getting you for Halloween
People
now.
are going to think differently about trying to
Oh,
pass out candy corns.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be like, "No, we can't use candy."
This shit is gold.
That's like the pineapple of the decoration on the porch.
Yeah,
You've just created candy corn and
just
something
don't put it
perverted.
upside down.
All the kids in the world are going to thank us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just give them a freaking Snickers, okay? Full
Snickers.
size.
Yeah.
That was the best. I remember if the houses that gave full size candy bars, like everybody knew about very
Oh,
fast.
Yeah.
yeah. Could you
Full-size
imagine
candies.
now with social media and texting?
Go to
You'd be
Hillcrest.
hit so hard. Yeah, people would be like 2250 like Delmar Drive, like
The
hit that hard.
address.
Have
Do
you
it.
have you done anything with like taking your grandkids out trick or treating or anything?
I
It's
love
so
it.
different now.
Yeah.
I love it until they moved to Portland, and now it's like they
Well,
don't
they're
even.
probably too old to be trick or treating.
Well, no, because my youngest is 9 now. He just turned 9. But in July he turned 9.
Excuse me.
But the whole thing is it's like their neighborhood is like it's so steep, and everybody has like 50 to 60 steps from the ground to their front porch.
Screw that.
So, dude,
Yeah.
it is like
That's
a
a
workout.
workout. Yeah.
you better
No.
give me like 6 candy bars.
Give me like a damn moped or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I need
So, and he did
elevator.
an inflatable dinosaur suit last year and did that gauntlet. And I'm like, mad respect.
Yeah.
But I'm not going.
Waddle,
yeah.
waddle, waddle, waddle.
Yeah. He was just waddling his little dinosaur
Yeah,
butt up
it's
those
crazy
hills and up
nowadays.
those steps.
It's not
And
like-
yeah.
I mean, we used to. I mean, they basically stop trick or treating before it even gets dark nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember the mall? You worked there.
Yeah.
How they would have the whole line
Oh, right,
through the
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, that was the stupidest shit ever.
Yeah.
Oh, if you were a parent, that was money.
That was death.
Oh yeah,
You're
that
like, I'm gonna
that whole
hit it out and be
trend
done.
was created by parents so that they
Yeah.
didn't have to really spend that much time.
yeah,
Yeah.
or go
Satisfying
outside in
their
the
needs.
cold.
Here's
I mean, when
one
we were
lap
kids-
around the mall, and we're going home.
When we were kids, I mean, it was like a freaking race to fill 2
Yeah.
pillowcases.
Pillowcases.
Full of candy.
Pillowcases.
If I mean, Halloween, the sole purpose of not to live in Hillcrest. Like, no, the
Yeah.
prices should be less in Hillcrest because you know you're going to pay more
Yep.
than anybody else come October 31st.
Yeah.
I was a
You're getting
green
hit
kid,
hard.
so I got to stay in green.
Yeah, totally. Same way. But,
Hell no, we're not driving to Roseburg.
yeah. And the cool thing now is a lot of like the churches and stuff are doing trunk or treat. So you
Yeah.
pull up your car in the parking spots,
Yeah.
flop open your
Some
trunk,
of the
decorate
schools
it,
were
and
doing
trick
that
or
for
treat that way.
quite a while too.
Yeah, because I just wanted to keep stuff safe when the razor blades and all that crap kept
Mhm.
coming out. See, there's
Did
the
that
rabbit
ever
hole.
actually happen?
It totally did. We
was
had
on the
something.
news.
Yeah, we had some weird
Has
crap
to be
in one of
true.
our kids' candy. Yeah.
Oh no, I always hear people talk about it, but I've never heard anybody that actually.
That was just an excuse for
Yeah.
the parents to get all the good shit out.
I
of
don't
the
think it
bag.
was where somebody gave out that on every single thing, but I think they put it in
But
a couple.
I remember when I was trick or treating when I was a kid. I mean, we did get apples and
Yeah, what'd
Yeah.
you
we
do with them?
got random things that weren't wrapped.
What'd you do with them?
Yeah.
We didn't eat that shit.
Yeah, my mom gives out
We just
fruit.
threw that shit away because we wanted candy. We
I
didn't
know. My mom gives out fruit. It's like, ugh, Mom.
When I took the grandkids, one set of grandkids, the first time we went out, I got like fucking toothbrushes and
Oh, you had a dentist
toothpaste
office,
and-
yeah.
There was a
Or
there was
the-
a
that was
in
at people's
Hillcrest.
houses.
That's what I meant, probably a
in-
dental office
yeah.
In
house.
Hillcrest, there was a dentist that
Yeah.
gave out every year. He gave out full size candy bar with a toothbrush and a little thing of toothpaste and a little thing of floss every year in a
Nice.
sandwich bag.
That's commitment.
And we were like, "Fuck yeah, dude, this guy's awesome."
Yeah. Well, because he still gave you the candy.
Well,
Yeah,
You wouldn't have thought
you
that
got
if
to
you
go
got
to
to brush the
Hillcrest, though.
floss and the toothpaste.
Yeah.
I was stuck in green.
He was stuck in green with candy corns
Yeah.
and dollar bills.
Candy corns. Yeah,
I'm so
fuckers.
sorry for your childhood life.
Fuckers.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
The best are the houses that had the bucket of candy. That
Bucket, take some.
said, be honest or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be kind.
You're like, yeah,
and-
fuck you.
Fuck
I'm freaking
you.
12
What's
years
this?
old.
Yeah.
As honest as my hands will grab.
I still have room in my pillowcase.
Nah, some people take it too far on they'll sit all dressed up on a porch and they'll scare the fuck out of you.
Oh,
Dude,
my
I think that'd be
grandkids
great.
prefer to
If I had
answer the
energy,
door.
I would totally
Just
try and
the
make kids piss
trauma that
themselves.
causes for little kids is awesome, you know.
Yeah.
And then you get the parent like, "How dare you do that?"
Oh God, that'd be so
Oh, and then
something.
you punch
my
them out
husband.
right in front
Yeah.
of their kid. That'd be all right.
That's
As long-
childhood
as long as
memories
you
right
got-
there. You're like,
as-
oh.
As long as you got a fucking
Hey, Dad, do you remember that one time? at
pocket full of
Halloween?
candy
Yeah.
corn.
That guy
I had
punched
to
you.
wake you up.
The paramedics were called because that guy punched you in the face, broke your nose. Yeah, that time.
You got knocked out by that mummy.
The mummy, the scarecrow whacked the shit out of you.
My grandkids have always enjoyed being the ones that being the house that the kids knock on and being
Yeah.
there. So they will trick or treat rather quickly because they enjoy seeing all the costumes and stuff
Oh.
like that. They're totally a different breed.
I'm always the house that has the lights all
So-
off.
Yeah. Well, we live out in the country. Yeah, we shut everything off, and we're like, we're old. We've been there.
Yeah.
We've done that. We're over that. We're over you. Move
When
on.
I lived in Green, we actually made a sign that said
You turn the
no
light.
candy because we
You-
had no lights on.
I remember that.
Still knock on the door
I
and
think
get
that one of
pissed.
the signs said the light is off, no candy,
Yeah.
Mm.
because
Yeah,
you're
we-
supposed to turn your porch side off.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
do.
I
But
lived
We're
on
so far apart. Nobody's going to put in the effort to go door to door.
And then I almost set
Way
out
out
front, I
Melrose.
almost set out front of my house
With
just
a
to make sure
sprinkler.
people didn't step in my fucking yard.
I think you were talking about the sprinkler.
They were
and
dropping all my fucking grass, dude. It was pissing me off.
he's the
Oh,
old man.
gosh.
Get off my grass.
Well, now you don't have to worry about it. You're off the beaten path.
Yeah, especially when your neighbor's handing out all sorts of candy. You're like,
Yeah.
you bastard.
Get the fuck
Yeah,
out
why
of
do you
here.
got to be the most popular house? I don't want anybody to come here.
Look here, Tom. We're done.
I don't know who Tom is, but Mike is done. He's over your ass.
No, I pretty much live in the country. I live in Hillcrest, but I live out in the country part of it.
You're in the safety zone, but really, that is a total turnoff for me for living in
Ain't
Hillcrest. I would be like, nope, I'm not
happening.
doing the Halloween gauntlet. I want to come and go to my house whenever I want to. I don't have to worry about hitting small children dressed up like Smurfs or any of that crap.
Yeah.
I just want to go home.
Yeah, one of my customers lives on Dominico, and he said that he spends
Yeah.
$400 every year.
Holy
Yep,
shit.
one of my
He goes,
friends
I-
lives
he
on
goes, I
Dominico.
He's like, I buy $400 worth
They
of
hit up
candy every
Costco
year. If
and-
I run out, I run out, but that's all I buy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, fuck that, dude. That's
Yep.
like something you got to budget for.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
year.
I was just over at my friend's house for a pool party, and they live on Dominico, and I said, God, but their other house was in Hillcrest too, so it's nothing new to them. But this street is a whole nother level. Dominico is a whole
Yeah.
nother
Is that
level.
the one with the speed bumps on it? Mm.
It's got it connects on two different streets on
Yeah.
different ends,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like it's not really an L shape, but anyway, I guess it's the street to be on. That's what they tell me, and I'm like, yeah, that's the street for me not to be on then, because you can't even move your car.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyway, good times. I'm glad they're cool with it because I'm not spending $400 on candy
I will for
I
myself.
usually spend about $100
for yourself.
I usually
That's
spend
a hell of a
about
lot of
$100 on
candy corn, Mike.
for the store to hand out
monetary value.
Because we have maybe one or two kids that'll stop by here, but it's all for customers. And honestly, I'm pretty sure my employees eat 90% of it. But
I'll come trick or treat here.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'll even dress up.
Please don't.
Oh my God, I'm curious.
Giant candy
Mike,
corn.
what are you're going to be a giant candy corn? Oh my God. Then can we trade the one candy corn in prison then?
No.
His candy corn costume is him in his underwear painted orange.
Just think of Pat.
White, orange, and yellow.
Think of Patrick the Starfish. That'll be me.
But like a candy corn.
Like, Mike, you're the wrong shape.
Uh-oh. Damn it, I did it wrong.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed.
We have expectations next month now, Mike.
It'll
we have
be great.
expectations.
Yeah, I would love to see this costume.
I'm here for it.
You keep buying that gin, I'll do it.
Oh shit.
That's a deal. I'll pitch in on that. And I'll do more than 4 candy corns and $1. So
You'll give me the 5th one?
I'll get you that 5th damn candy corn.
Fuck yeah.
I'm a big spender. Good times. What are you drinking over there, Carlos?
So
bourbon.
Bourbon.
you guys were talking about license. That's my new license plate. Candy corn.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know. 6 letters.
Yeah.
CDY CRN.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
There you go.
No. You're going to make me tilt my head to the right and the left trying to figure that shit out. So
exactly.
stop.
Exactly.
It's like, no, not happening. Candy corn. Got to come up with something else.
Oh, so you got anything else going on in your life? Any big stuff happening?
Oh, really? Well, I mean, now we're getting ready to go into Medicare season, but that's super boring.
What is Medicare season?
So that's a time of year where people can actually make changes from one plan to the next, and you're locked in and can only do it during that time. So it's
no shit.
You should have your mom get an appointment with her to go over that shit.
October 15th through December 7th. That's the only time you can get it done.
You got a business card? I'll take it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I probably came prepared or not, but yeah. So anyway, it's just that's my busy time. Like a lot of people compare it to like CPAs during tax season where you have no life.
The insurance for businesses and stuff. It's once or twice a year.
It's
once a year.
Way more strict. Yeah. And I mean, it's
like I was
to
saying
the day,
earlier,
to the minute.
A lot of people don't realize that they have any choices at all.
Right.
So unless they get with someone like Shannon, she'll review what they've got and make recommendations based off of that.
And this year we do have some unique things going on. Like there's several doctors that are discontinuing maybe a plan that they've had for years. And so people really do need to do their research and be educated this year. And I'll say that for next year too. Maybe the last few years you could have phoned it in or done it on cruise control, but they should really be checking out their options this year. It'll be a game changer.
So it just confused the hell out of me when we changed through the business a couple years ago. It was all the in-network and out-of-network stuff. Yeah. Finding a new primary and all that. Does that the same apply to? It
does to some extent. Sometimes it's even a little bit harsher because Medicare reimbursement is nowhere near as good as like your business with North River or whatever. So a lot of providers limit the amount of Medicare patients they'll take because the reimbursement's so low. So it's even harder for them to get a new doctor than it would be for somebody on group coverage or employer coverage. But yeah, just it's a total bore fest. I'm really looking forward to Mike's costume come October 31st. I'm going to put that on my calendar.
I don't see that actually happening.
Pretty
He's all
happy
tall.
about that.
You don't? Okay.
It's like you don't.
Okay.
You can buy anything on Amazon.com pretty much,
yes,
or whatever. Temu. I'm not a Temu person yet. I have not been converted.
Wish account.
Oh, Sarah will talk to you.
Is she Temu?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't want China to have my shit, and I'm convinced of that. So
they already do.
China, I don't want you to have my shit.
Sarah's happy with the fact that she buys so much shit and spends like $20 a month.
Yeah. Cheryl at our office is hardcore Temu. Alan's getting into the Temu. I just don't.
Did she see? There's she showed me a video the other day though of these people who spent like $200 or $300 on a swimming pool on Temu, and
that's big money on Temu.
Yeah, it was big, but this is like supposed to be this giant swimming pool. It was literally
It shows up. It's a foot pool.
It looked like a shoebox.
Yeah.
Oh my God, for like a Barbie house or something.
But so far,
Exactly.
Sarah's bought all sorts of stuff. She actually started on Temu last year because we moved into the new house, and she wanted to
Crazy.
She wanted to decorate for Christmas.
On the
And she wanted
plants
everything to be brand new. And so she ordered all these Christmas decorations and all this stuff for the Christmas tree, and
all the
like
plants.
nonstop stuff was showing up. And some of them didn't show up until after Christmas too. But
that's a hazard.
But yeah, it was pretty good. And then now she's just continually, every couple days, we get a random weird package of something she paid 85 cents for. And
yeah,
you know.
that's Cheryl and Alan in the office. We never know, but I'm always intrigued. I go out like it's a unveiling or whatever, and I'm always curious what the heck they get. And Cheryl has her first grandson. And so she's on grandma mode, so it's elevated again. So she's going to town on that, on her online shopping. But, you know me. I mean, with the show and stuff, I really did promote shop local, shop small business.
Definitely.
So I haven't jumped on that Temu train.
I still do that. I still try and shop local, and I try and.
You just can't do it for those prices, though.
I support most of my businesses, but I mean, there's certain things that I'm not going to shop for. It's just shit that I need, and I'll just randomly get online and order it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll mention stuff to Sarah, and I'll just mention it to her, and the next thing I know, it's sitting on the kitchen counter when I get home from work.
Yeah.
She's like, I found it.
She's like, I paid 49 cents for it. And I was
oh my
gosh.
Holy
Hopefully, so this is high quality
Sarah.
stuff, obviously. Yeah.
Well, it's not life altering if you lose it or break it or whatever. You can replace it for your 49 cents. So there you go.
Last year, I really wanted to. One of the popular things that I do on the social media with the business is I started doing the stupid elf on the shelf pictures.
Yes.
Oh man.
Love that.
I was like, I want to go bigger with my elf on the shelf.
That was
game.
awesome.
I need some props and shit. And so she ordered like all this stuff on Temu, and like I got all these random weird miniature props and stuff that fit with the thing. And so we did a little bit more. And this year I'll probably do the same thing. I'll probably do some more.
That was pretty cool.
So, it is fun. It's fun.
I showed up their house, and she's like, check this out.
I love your cartoons. I love all that.
Just little shit. And it was, look at this one.
I've got a whole big bag of just the freaking elf on the shelf and freaking action figures,
Squatchy
and
Mike,
dolls and
Squatchy Mike, and
stuff
elf on the shelf.
That's all just for us to do this stupid elf on the shelf month.
Going big.
Yeah,
going big. Hey, why not?
So, this year,
I mean, at least you don't have to deal with like making sure you move it every single night for the children. Like that
I'm
can
just
be
trying
helpful.
to move it every single night for the
employees.
Customers.
Yeah, but you could just like bust out 10 days worth in one night or something like
that's
that. And then, but I'm like, man, when your kids have to wake up and it's somewhere else, I don't know where I got lazy in grandparent land, but I don't have the commitment.
We did find out that one of my employees, his drone is strong enough to carry the elf on the shelf.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have a couple that the elf on the shelf's flying in
here on Dynamite Boulevard.
I was telling you guys at lunch that after getting back from Idaho in the Snake River, my husband's like been eyeballs deep into YouTube in his spare time, looking at all these hunts and horseback riding and all these different options. You know, he's just coming up with his next adventure for hunting or whatever. And one of the commercials during the YouTube show was a guy flying a drone with a beer. And it's like, have you seen that one? It's like, we need to love our farmers. And it shows this farmer out in the field with this big old combine going along. And then all of a sudden, and it was a random person. They didn't even know him. And then he's kind of like, what? And he gets out of his tractor and goes down to the ground, and they lower the beer down, and he takes it, and he's like, he gets back in and goes. So it's just like,
I love it.
That's kind of awesome. Just like make a farmer's day. I mean, you may not know their drink of choice, but anyway,
it's got to be Coors.
I think it was. But
I thought about bringing a bunch of liquor and like setting up a bar on the side of the road in the middle of the woods.
In the middle of the woods.
Hey,
yeah, during hunting season.
I'm there.
You could stop by for a drink.
Can we do that?
You know, you can have waypoints, right? So why not have whiskey waypoints?
I think it's a brilliant idea.
It's like, if people want to tap in and check and see your waypoints, the whiskey's here.
And we can dress up and shit.
Like a candy corn.
Dude, I'd be dressed up just like me.
Just like me.
Yeah.
What a great Umpqua survival thing. It's like, are you out in the woods? Do you just need a break? Come on down to our whiskey waypoint.
Yeah.
We'll hook you up.
Survival fuel.
Survival fuel.
We can do it.
Are you stressed out not seeing the animals? Come take a chill pill.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and they'd be like, this is why you're not seeing the animals, because you're freaking here drinking whiskey in the middle of the woods for no reason.
You're like, no, I have a reason.
Yeah.
You're like, I have a reason.
I
like it.
I hunted for an hour and a half this morning at sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
I've done my part.
Yeah.
The sun's
It's
up.
like, if you're going to start out your hunt and hike over this canyon and get picked up over in this canyon, it'll all be sweated out by then. You're good. Just go for it.
Oh, yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett, that kid is so physically freaking fit. I mean, he works out for the specific purpose of
Every year.
elk hunting
Yeah.
every year. Like, he'll get on a treadmill at Downtown Fitness with a 45-pound backpack and just go for it. Like, it's
That's cool.
trained to hunt.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
that's the
awesome.
concept of it. And to get out there and get in those areas where like the three of us probably aren't going. And so yeah.
If I go there, it'll take me a while.
I keep saying I'm going to get back in better shape. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Every year you say that.
Yeah.
I
think
I'm like,
I
yeah, Carlos, we should do that.
I feel like I'm just preparing to cook more. at
Look
camp.
what happens. We had fucking alligator.
I think you're preparing for the whiskey waypoint. We're onto something here.
alligator gumbo on our elk camps and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
We do some good stuff.
Awesome food.
I don't think people would bitch if you did do camp cook then, it sounds like. So
Yeah. Well, so it's me and Mike and our friend Shane that usually do our little elk camps, and really it's just evolved more into us hanging
a good
out
time.
and
Mhm.
This is a camping trip.
and food. I mean, we
Eat better
we
up in the
eat like
woods.
kings for that week. So
Yeah.
Well, and the girls go do their hunting camp and
yeah, I don't think they eat for shit. I'm pretty sure they just drink the whole time.
Drink.
a liquid diet for the
Bag of
ladies.
chips.
Those
You
women-
can ask my husband. I literally can survive off of like a snack pack bag of sour cream and onion potato chips
Yeah.
and a half a Tillamook
Yeah.
cheese sandwich.
Maybe some
That's
jerky.
like fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, women survive off of snack food. Guys spend hours cooking. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
which is the opposite of regular days, I think. But
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Hundreds.
Well, if my husband ever comes on the show, you should ask him about some of his meals over in Malheur because he's had some interesting ones. High altitude can do amazing things for you. Just saying. He's got some good stories over there. So the altitude and the food cooks a little differently. It digests a
Yeah,
little differently.
It sure does.
We've had some humdinger moments over there.
That's the wrong mushroom.
Haven't had that happen yet, but
My-
that would
me
be fun.
neither.
I've done that a lot.
I've never had that happen.
I've never had
I always
We
pick the right
thought
ones.
we knew what we were doing with harvesting mushrooms, but apparently we didn't know.
Uh-oh.
We didn't.
Luckily
we did not
everything we got
die.
was edible.
We
'cause
didn't
we've eaten
die.
it, but when you have people come to camp while you're eating dinner and they're like, "What do you think that?"
They're
was?"
like,
And we
"What the
told them,
fuck
we're
is
like,
that?"
That's not what that is at all.
That's not what
Oh
that is.
gosh, that's so funny. Well,
Here
Hey.
we are.
you know, every time something weird like that happens,
Here
to
we
me,
go with
well,
the parking shit
okay,
again.
not that. No, this guy is getting it done right.
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
good job, Ford F-150. There you go. So it's I just call that making memories.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
random shit like that happens, you're like, oh, that's a memory. We can talk about it. Look, you're
Exactly.
talking about it right now on a podcast. So
We figured out on this show that there's a lot of memories you forget about until
You
somebody
know?
reminds you about it.
Brings it up, and you're like, oh, yeah.
yeah, we've talked about a few of mine on here actually with my husband. So it's like,
That's
okay,
cool.
well,
The
that's
bicycle
embarrassing.
and all
Yeah,
that
the bicycle, the Dorito chips. Yeah,
Who was
it's like
really
issues.
riding the bike is the mystery. So,
Yeah. We don't even own a bike now.
Did he have a car during that time?
He did. He had a really nice Toyota truck.
He was just
actually.
trying to stay in shape.
He literally was for healthy choices.
Yeah.
Because they only live
And
in
you were
Come
bagging on him. What a bitch.
He just didn't
I
have
was-
gas money.
Exactly.
He just didn't have gas money that day.
I wasn't even just bagging. Like, it was harsh judgment. Like, check off the list immediately.
I know how that happens because that was back in the Cruise Harvard days.
Yeah.
I'm
Kind of.
assuming.
It was a little
I remember
You
there was a
saved your
time
money
when,
for the fucking weekend.
back when people were cruising Harvard, and me and my buddy Will at the time, we both had like some little like BMX bikes, you know, and we're like, let's freaking ride bikes this weekend. We'll see how that goes, you know.
See how that goes.
Just because it was going to be fun. We're
Right.
like we'll just get drunk and ride bikes.
We're going to pick up all the chicks.
So we're riding bikes up and down Harvard, and dude, every girl was just totally yelling at us and making fun of us, and we're like, we had nice cars at the time. I mean, we both had pretty nice rides, and we're just riding bikes for fun.
Mm-hmm.
People throwing shit at you,
and people were like throwing shit at us.
Yeah.
And
That's horrible.
yelling at us.
But I was that bitch.
Yeah.
So
you were the one throwing the pizza out the window.
I definitely wasn't. But with Jeffrey, it totally was that. It was just like, oh
No,
my
you know,
God,
the best thing was,
this tool doesn't even have a
take
driver's
like
license.
the little barbecue sauce things from McDonald's,
The
and you
packets.
just barely open them.
Yeah.
Dude, they were like a bomb.
Like a bomb. Back at people
Fuck
or
you and
people
your
at
white
you?
shirts.
He's like, I plead the
Well,
fifth.
I learned.
I don't know.
I won't tell you how I learned.
I plead the fifth.
I don't know.
But yeah. So anyway, yeah, I feel judgmental. You know, like those videos they have out now on TikTok, which are really popular, where people try to see if a girl on the street's a gold digger or not.
yeah,
like, are you
with
interested in me, or do you think this is my car and you're interested in me because I'm leaning up against a Ferrari or whatever?
Go away.
I'm not that way, but in that moment, now looking back, it's like, wow,
You
that
were
was.
so
I was that way.
I wasn't, not for the money, but yeah, I'm not dating anybody that doesn't drive. I'm just thinking it was standards, but now looking back, it's like, yeah, that was pretty bitchy. I could have asked if it was for health reasons or for convenience or saving gas or something more reasonable than just instant tag him with loser.
Dude, if he was riding his bike though with cowboy boots and shit,
No.
he deserved it.
Oh God, yeah. I don't even know how the hell he got over there that day, but God, coming out in those boots, and they were black and gray with black pants and a black and gray
Did you ever let
belt
him
with
wear them again?
buckle. He had them still when we
fucking
got
blinging, dude.
married. Yeah. Oh God, so embarrassed.
Big old buckle.
I think that
hat.
was some trauma. I think that gave him some trauma. So I showed up in cutoff shorts and a sprint car t-shirt. I mean, we were going to the sprint cars, y'all. There wasn't any bulls or any chutes or anything, so I don't know what the hell he was dressing for, but apparently to
We were
impress me,
teasing.
it worked. I'm still talking about it 30 years
We were
later.
kind of teasing my son on the podcast when he was on here because he decided he wanted to go to the rodeo. He wanted to, and so he did the same thing. Went
Yeah.
and he told Carlos, he goes, "Well, all my friends are Hispanics, so I had to fit in." And he's like 6'3", fucking redhead.
Yeah, I'm like, you did not fit in, I guarantee it. You're with a bunch of 5'2" Mexicans.
Especially if you're the guy that forgets to take that strip that goes down the back of your pants that says like you're a size 34, 40 or whatever. It's just like, hello.
I thought that was a sticker.
You're fresh out of the store in your pants. That's embarrassing. Yeah.
Oh God.
I can see him doing
Bless
that.
his heart.
I
though.
had one of those. That
E
reminds
for
me.
effort.
I had one of those tags left on my pants one time, and I was at the bar, and I was talking to a girl, and she goes, "Did you leave that on there so you can return those?" And I was like,
yeah.
"What are you talking about?" And then I saw.
You're like,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I
It was
did.
like the most embarrassing thing ever.
It is. It's like you're supposed to do that, but you're supposed to look like you aren't trying hard, even if you're trying hard.
Right.
Tip for you guys on that one, like look okay, but don't look like you tried to look amazing.
Here's the drunk
Jeffrey
old
came
man
out like,
advice.
God.
Just be yourself. Fuck it.
Yeah, because you can't hide who you are for long. The truth is going to come out. And if you dress like shit on a normal daily basis, then they need to love you like that.
Yep.
So my husband's in this new thing now where he's cutting the sleeves off of olive shirts because it's so much more comfortable
There
at
you
work.
go.
It's not a look I'm a big fan of, but it's just like, dude, I'm not
He's such
working
a
in
beefcake.
Who was the
freaking hot as hell.
Toby
right?
Keith look?
I don't know
nice
what it
dress
is.
shirt and he'd rip the sleeves off.
Dude, I feel like me and Jeff need to hang out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we need to like have him.
Does he smoke cigars?
I would like to see that tried. I think he'd probably not handle it well at all.
Does he eat candy corn?
I don't think he's going to accept your offer.
Damn it.
For corns and a job. No.
I told you that wouldn't work, Carlos.
But he might think about it for 2 seconds.
Back in the corner I go.
Just don't show him how rough your hands are.
Yeah.
His are the worst. So no, he's awesome. That's the cool thing, like with my kids, especially, the older two, because they all, Kyler's not as much into hunting or the outdoors. But I mean, he's just like a best friend to them, and that's so cool. I just love that.
Awesome.
You have that same kind of relationship with your kids and stuff, and
love it.
It's super cool to really to see that and have that be my husband who came into my life, and I already had the 2 oldest ones, and they were young at the time, and he's just been an amazing stepfather, and he's just been an amazing stepfather, and he's like,
that's fucking badass.
One of their best friends, and they just love him to pieces.
Yeah,
that's badass. I love it.
Sarah and I already had my 2 girls when Sarah and I got together, and she had her son, and but I guess all of our kids have been young as long as we've been together.
Mm-hmm.
They were young when we got together, and so but I mean the girls are super close with Sarah. I mean, they talk to her way more than they talk to me. They're always afraid of what I'm going to say or what I think. But they'll tell her everything, and then she'll tell me so that I know a little bit,
So you're
like, don't tell them that I told you, but you need to know this. And,
cat's out of the bag now if they listen to the podcast.
So, I mean, I just think that's awesome, to have that relationship. And then I'm pretty close with Jacob, with our son, and neither one of us are real big on talking. So I mean, but
it's the man, the bro, fucking
But I mean,
all you have to do is just be.
Yeah.
We have our things that we do, and once in a while we'll get a little deep on something, but usually, we're sending each other music we think we're gonna like.
You're tearing up my grass.
Yeah.
You jackass.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was always a good old man, so.
Yeah, it's super cool to see my kids that way with my husband, and I love it, and they love him as much as I do, and he loves them as if they were his own. And it's just super awesome.
Exactly the way it should be.
That type of person I feel like is really hard to find, and that's instantly just going to love every part of your life and every piece of your life, and so the fit has been easy, and it's been amazing, and I just love them to pieces. But that's why I said, God, it would be horrifying to be single now. All my single people out there, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, because I don't want to be in those shoes.
I'm fucking happy being single.
I think it's different if you're content being single or if you're trying to look to not be. That's the difference.
Fuck that, looking not to be. I'm perfectly happy.
He's perfectly happy with his 4 candy corn.
And my corn.
And my corn.
You said you used to hang out with Sarah when you were younger.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, I got stories for days.
Crazy days.
Yeah.
When was that, like high school or what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she's younger than I am. But she was in our group, and so it was crazy. It was just crazy. She's always been an awesome, cool, fun person that's just worn her heart on a sleeve, and kind of I just love her to pieces. And there was a long time where I didn't see her, like after I got married and had kids and things like that, because I was so much older. But the second you see her, it's hugs, and it's right back to the same normal feeling that you had of how much you loved her, and thought she was awesome in high school, and and all of that, and being there, when she had your son and stuff like that. So it's just like she's just an amazing person. I love your wife. She is a rare breed.
Yeah, she's a handful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure she is. That's that's just the thing about it. You just have to show somebody who you are, though, and
I'm
then you
trying
get
to
the
think
right
of something
person
nice
and they love
to
you.
say. Yes, you are correct.
Oh,
You are
gosh.
correct.
You are correct.
Mike's been friends with her forever too.
Yeah.
He's been friends with her for a long time.
She's a
Yeah.
little shit.
Yeah. So on and off, because again, I got married young and had my kids young. And so my life kind of went in a different direction after high school and then just reconnected. And,
Life.
and then these two were together and it's like, oh my God, this is great. Love them both. They're awesome people. So, and then to see how she is with the grandkids and the children, it's like family
amazing.
is her life. It means
Totally
everything to her.
amazing.
And I love that.
Yeah,
That's
that's
one
for sure.
thing I totally appreciate.
Family and plants.
It's just amazing.
Oh my God, that's my daughter-in-law. The plant thing is crazy. Did she start in COVID or pre-COVID?
Started when
Pre-COVID.
we moved into this house. So
Oh,
she has always liked plants, but she never really embraced it.
They
until
didn't
we
have
moved
the
into this
light for it in the other house.
house. Yeah.
That's
well,
her
now that you
excuse.
mention it, I do notice there's a lot of greenage in here.
In here, yes.
This was I asked her to get me some plants.
Yeah, it adds.
And then
It adds in
they
here.
just like it in my office. So.
Yeah, they do. They're all looking really healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sarah's been in here in a day or two, but they're looking really good, Sarah.
No, she barely ever comes in to look at them. So
They're looking good,
this is
nice and
all-
healthy.
This is all me taking care of.
Good job.
All you, huh?
Whenever they start looking all droopy, I water them. That's it. That's all I do.
Well, God, there's an app for everything today, right? So it's
Yeah.
like if your plant looks sick, you just use
What's
the app
wrong
and it
with
tells
it?
you, give it milk or give it bourbon. Give it
Bourbon.
whatever it
Oh,
is.
I should try that.
You
I
should talk
see
to
why
it
my
more.
plants like bourbon.
Talk
Like
to your
whiskey
plants
weeds.
more.
I don't want to waste my bourbon. though.
Exactly. I would do a dropper full. But anyway, that's so cool. Yeah, there's an app for that. So now you can keep them going on your own.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty cool.
Right on. Well, I guess we've been talking for a while, so I
Holy
guess,
moly.
hope you had fun.
Oh, gosh, this was a delight. And
It's a little different than a radio show.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've used some language on here.
Really?
And Mike, he's like, really? I didn't notice. It was so fun getting to know you and having chatting time and stuff like that and some drinks. So really super
It was
fun.
great.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're doing this and I'm glad it came to fruition. That's really super cool.
Oh, it's one of the funnest things I do now, so
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's something to look forward to every week, and sometimes more than once a week. And
I'm just glad you decided to do it because you wanted to do it and you made it happen and
Yep.
that's super cool. And I hope big blessings on it and that, it really grows.
well, you can hopefully send me some more guests. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
I'll work on it. I got to find some good, funny people.
Oh yeah, they're out there.
They're out there, but yeah, a lot of them would be like, "Oh, I can't."
Honestly, every single person I've had on here, even the people that I wasn't sure about,
Mm-hmm.
I think have turned out to be great.
Yeah.
I mean, and what's funny is some of the episodes I thought were going to be the most popular episodes have been the least popular episodes.
And that can happen.
And the ones that I thought were kind of boring have been some of the most popular ones. So
Oh, how funny!
it just depends on who's listening and who likes it. And, but I don't think there's a single person that couldn't be okay on here. I mean, everybody's
No.
got a story to tell. Everybody's got their things in their life, and I just let it go where it goes. So.
And if you have friendships and you are just sitting around talking like you would with a bunch of your friends, it's just like that's authentic and genuine and cool and funny, and you let people in a little bit that may not know the story. I
Right.
mean, hey, if anybody knows my husband, flick him shit about riding a bike. I don't care.
Everybody will now.
Yeah, the Doritos, flick him about that too. So whatever. I don't recommend that as a pickup line. Just
So they're
people-
like,
I
what-
feel like that's something I probably would have tried. Though.
What was the point spread on that? What was it?
yeah, I'm not sure. Him and his
Is that three
him and his
or-
good friend were doing that.
Three or one? What are we playing
Does
for?
he ever try and do it again now for
No,
reminiscence?
he doesn't. No, he doesn't. But they were successful.
I bet it would
that
probably
day.
work a little more better, but now.
Yeah.
Might. Well, I don't know. Because I was in like exercise wear back in the day.
No. I mean, just the whole idea behind it. You'd be like, "Oh, you're so cute."
Oh yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah,
I'm gonna-
back in the day.
I'm
how
going to
nice.
throw this out there. The candy
The
corns.
candy corns
or
triangle
shaped.
shapes. Yeah, dude, I'm
Yeah,
one ahead of
just
you.
saying. I'm just saying.
Still making candy corn even more pervy than it was an hour ago. Way to go, Mike.
Yes, I
Way to
am.
go. Never eat that shit again.
Yes.
Never.
Freaking pervy candy corn.
That's awesome.
Pervy candy corn. I'm in a room with a guy that can make candy corn pervy. There we go, Mike.
I need to make a shirt out of that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's
you
awesome.
need to make a shirt with a candy corn on it that says, I'll give you 4 candy corns and a hand job. Seriously?
What do I get?
That is the quote I'm taking away from today. I'll give you-
Oh, that might be the fucking title of this episode.
Who makes your
4
shirts?
candy corns and a hand job. There we go. Yeah.
I'll pay
I'm
for
personally
it.
taking that away from this episode. Yes.
I'll pay for it. You get it made, I'm paying for it.
Oh,
There you go.
shit.
I have a friend
And
that
I
makes
will rock
t-shirts.
that
I'm on it
motherfucker.
tomorrow. That's your Halloween costume. Like
Wow.
that won't get you put in jail or something.
No, it depends on where you go. I'm not going to no schools that way.
You're welcome to Umpqua Survival in your
Yes,
t-shirt.
yes.
Yeah. Oh
Where's
my
my
gosh.
candy?
Well, Shannon, it's been awesome having you on the show.
Oh,
It's been awesome hanging out with you again.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I miss seeing you every week.
I know. We'll have
I miss
to-
seeing Alan too. I'm gonna have to get him on here to talk some shit.
Oh God, he'll talk guns up your ears and all other kinds of crap.
That'll be great.
But on the bright side, I'll probably be able to convince him to spend some money.
More
afterwards.
money. Yeah.
Probably. Probably. It's not a hard sell out here.
Yeah.
This is his candy corn store, Mike.
Sweet. Sweet.
Yeah. No, but it has been great having you on.
Thank you.
I'm glad I finally got to make it happen.
It's fun to be on the other side and not
Yeah.
having to worry about pushing buttons and brakes and
I
all
don't
that
really
kind of
worry
stuff.
about
Super
anything.
cool.
Yeah. I made it easy.
Super chill.
Yeah. I don't know
And-
why they couldn't do that on the radio.
I honestly don't know.
They were probably overthinking it.
Because what we really wanted to do was have people call in because it would be more like this. But then now you have to censor
Dude.
what people say. So you've got to
Dude.
tape record the call and then go back and only play what's appropriate.
Just-
That's way too hard. That's way over my pay grade
Fucking
for
live
a volunteer.
feed call in podcast right here.
Well, I can do that.
Yeah.
I prefer to have people sitting in front of me when I talk to them. So
Yeah.
eventually, I'll probably get to where I'm doing some episodes like Overline.
Oh, I just wanted to have people like how we asked about the license plate.
Yeah.
I wanted people to call in and tell us the answer to that. You looked it up, but I mean, how funny would
Yeah.
that would have been? They're like, yeah, right. Dude, doesn't that happen? Well, Carlos answered it for us. It does happen.
Sweet.
We just want them to personalize the back of it.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
Your fucking email address so I can send you a freaking pen pal letter.
make sure they get paid
You know,
to do
your
it.
sheets and your pillowcases and your shit come with a little thing that falls out all the time that says made by
Yeah.
whatever.
Inspector number 12.
Yeah. So I kind of want inmate
God, if you're
number.
lonely enough to fucking hook up with your whoever inspected your pillowcase, I guess.
Hey.
Hey,
I've been
if they have
single
access
for
to
a while.
podcasts, if they have access to podcasts in prison, Mike, you're going to get some fan mail and shit because you're offering up a pretty good deal right now. So
Yeah.
you're
Like,
going to get
thanks
some
for
fan
the
mail.
idea.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I love it.
Send more candy corn.
That's another shirt idea right there.
Another shirt idea. We're on it. We're on it. Oh gosh, but thank you so much.
Nothing's gonna be better than the 4 candy corns and a hand job.
Play it back. He said it. That
Yes.
happened.
You know. I'll
He's
fucking
like, you
wear
know
that.
it. You're gonna get comments on that, Mike. That
Good.
might have been your from the corner, Mike's comments
Yeah.
from the corner.
Out of the corner.
This is your
That could
latest
be a book.
episode.
We could freaking publish that shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you should just get 30 seconds to freely speak about what Mike in the corner is passionate about. Comments from the corner by Mike.
So the next podcast that I'm on, I'm not sure which, but it's going to be, I'm going to bring that up. Mike out of the corner.
Are you gonna think up something to talk about?
I'll say something and then
Yeah.
I'll say, that's Mike out of the corner.
That's yep. It's
I'm
com-
looking forward to it. Yeah.
comments from the corner by
love
Mike.
it.
By
That's
Mike.
sweet.
With Mike or whatever. Yeah. We got you. We got you your own
Brilliant.
segment now. So
Freaking
see, this is how
brilliant.
it started. Had Carlos his own segment on the radio show. Now Mike's got his own
Yes.
comments from the corner
I like
by
it.
Mike.
Sweet.
I think people will dig it.
I know.
Yeah, because you got some gold coming out from over there. Like
Every once
there's
in a
some
while,
gems.
I
There's some
amaze
gems happening here
myself.
today. So look at we already named the podcast.
I
Carlos
make
said.
myself smile sometimes.
I'm not even touching that one now because I'm going right back to the 4 candy corns.
Oh, jeez.
I make myself smile.
Yes.
I self pleasure.
pleasure.
Oh gosh.
Like I said, it's been great having you on the show. I'm glad you had a good time.
Fun.
Yeah.
Mike, it's always great to have you.
Well, thank you.
Maybe we'll hang out this weekend. So.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But I guess we'll call that a day for now.
Well, thanks for having me on Spare Time. I loved it.
Thanks for being on. And thank you, everybody, for listening.